Okay, 20, 25, 30 years. So there's a lot of experience up here. And so we had to get brothers that we knew that were trustworthy, brothers that had wisdom, that had knowledge, know the scriptures. But we all go over it. We all know everything that we do. We counsel on it. Okay? So we're going to go down the line. We're going to let you know who these brothers are. There's a few that's not here with us today. Okay, there's a few that's not here. There's 3 of them that's not here today. But nonetheless, they are part of the council of the Masharah Yasharala. Okay? So I'm going to start from the right, and then I'm going to go down.
All right, let me say something. Yeah. Shalom, shalom. Shalom. And when Barak said the summit, you have to remember when we send letters, invitation out, other brothers was asked to join and they refused.
Come on.
So we're not going to make it seem like it's a dictatorship.
Right.
It's who know who, but other brothers was asked to be a part of this, and they refused. Correct. She was the last brother. Wasn't you asked to be a part of it? And you tell us, give him a week, 2 or a month, remember? So we did ask other brothers. So it's not a dictatorship, right? And we're still asking other brothers to be part of it. Because when you talk about a government, a government cannot be a bunch of yes men. A government cannot be established by, I said yes to everything Barak said, Nathaniel said, Parazah said, or any of these brothers said. A government with other views. Just like in ancient Israel, you have the scribes, the Pharisees, the Sadducees. All did have a voice in the nation level. Can? Nobody could stop them from going to the temple. Because when you create a temple for Israel, you cannot stop nobody from going there. But they have all these schools kicking people out of the congregation now. So that means it was not established for the nation. So now we're establishing something for the nation. We need other help out there, even overseas, to be part of this government to push it forward. For it to be established in the fullness, as what Yahushua said, the government shall be on the shoulder. All right?
All right. So, Khan, so we're going to start from the right, and we're going to go over down and then name the brothers who are on the council. So you just get familiarized with the brothers on the council, and then after that, these same brothers are going to speak on the departments that they are over. They're over certain departments in the Masharah Yasharala. Okay, Khan? First, the Masharah Yasharala means government of Israel. And the Spirit came upon brothers here to develop a flag. Okay? Because all nations have a flag, right? So Israel got a flag. We got our flag. And we made our own flag. We don't need the white man to tell us what flag to make up. We made up our own flag according to the scriptures, though. Okay? All right, and so this is the flag. All right, I know brothers are in the way, but just come over this way. But as you can see, the flag has the 12 tribes. Is it set as a corn? Okay, you can see the 12 tribes on the side. Okay, all the way down from Judah, Benjamin, Levi, all the way down to Issachar. Okay, the 12 tribes. You have the menorah in the middle, of course, and then you have Masharah in Hebrew, Masharah Yasharala in Hebrew going around it. Kun? All right. So that establishes everything the Mosai shows in Scripture, and the colors. Where do you see, read the colors at in the Bible? All right, in Exodus, the colors of the tabernacle. Okay? Purple, red, blue, those are the colors of the tabernacle that Mosai had Moses established with the nation of Israel. Okay, Kun? So that's why we got those particular colors, and you can see it up here also. Okay, Kun? So that's the flag. Back up. Okay, get the Mosai, Yahweh. When we first started the summits in D.C., we didn't have this. This came probably about maybe the 3rd or 4th summit. Come, as the Spirit came upon brothers, and here it was. Okay, come? All right. So we're going to start with the brother from the right, all right, which is Priest Kahan. All right, that's Priest Kahan. The brother did the prayers this morning. All right, Kahan is from the Light of Zion in Florida. All right. Remember, we network with a lot of camps. So he's from the camp in Florida, the Light of Zion. And some of you know the Light of Zion. You go on YouTube, you'll find them. Go on internet, you will find them. This is Priest Kahan. He's one of the elders of the school, the Light of Zion. And right now, he is part of the Masharah Yasharala as the priest. He runs the priest department because he's a Levite. And he runs that department. So later on, he's going to tell you some information concerning that department. So let's give Priest Kahan. Priest Kahan been in troop a long time. He's one of the elders of the Council of Masharah. Then you have, Karada Za'ala. Karada Za'ala is another Levite. He's part of the House of David in Brooklyn. Right now he resides in Jamaica. And Jamaica has the House of David down there also. Okay? And we're looking at doing a summit in Jamaica too. Okay? All the camps there. We have a fellow who ran the camp in Jamaica. He's from Jamaica for a long period of time. Okay, and now he's up here trying to get things together under the Masharah. So that's the spirit of Most High. So Kaza Allah, the brother's an expert in Hebrew. Okay, he's going to show you some of his Hebrew booklets that he got. He's going to speak on the Hebrew language, the Masharah, Yasharala, and the Hebrew language. You have the Paleo Hebrew. All right, the spirit is on this brother, and he wrote a few books in Hebrew. He wrote the Old Testament, the New Testament, all Hebrew. So he's going to speak to you about that. So this is Quran Allah. Okay? Then you have brother Parza. Parza is brother that's part of the Masharah Council, and he's over the Spanish-speaking tribes. He's like a diplomat for the Spanish-speaking tribes. Okay, the brother is fluent in Spanish. Okay, he didn't show you none of that when he was teaching the Shabbat service, but he's going to show you a little bit what he knows. He's fluent in Spanish. The brother does travel. There's a lot of traveling. He is an evangelist. He does a lot of traveling. Brother been to India. He's been to Belize, South America, all the Spanish-speaking tribes. He's our diplomat for the Spanish-speaking tribes. Okay, so he was originally from the Ohio camp. Now they're in Mexico. Okay, this brother here too. Nathaniel, they're in Mexico right now, dealing with the Spanish-speaking tribes and trying to get them together. Come. So let's give Parza, okay, he's part of the Masharah Council. Okay, then you got Nathaniel, okay? Nathaniel been in the truth for a long time. Originally part of the Ohio camp, now he's in Mexico with Parza, and he's a brother that's going to teach you concerning the laws and the Torah, and the Thahara, and the laws and statutes. The brother is going to show you that he got a book. He categorized all the commandments, laws, statutes, commandments. So if you want to find something on marriage, you go to marriage. You want to find something on circumcision, you go to circumcision. So he got that all categorized, all the laws. All right, and he's going to show you tonight and bring some information about that tonight. He's also the gatekeeper. He'll tell you about the different gates, how Israel, we read in the history, how we had our different gates. Judah had their gate, Benjamin had their gate, Levi had their gate, but we were all in what? Hamashiach Yahushua as one. Well, this brother brings out a lot of information about that. Okay, so let's give Nathaniel a round of applause. He's another council member of the Masharah Yasharala. Then we have Karash. Okay, this is Karash. He's our counselor. He's one of the department. He's like a counselor. If you know anything about Karash, he loves to counsel you. All right, you need counseling, anything, any problem, any situation, he will counsel you according to the scriptures. Because you need that. We all need counsel. All right, from the highest of us to the least of us, we all need counsel at times. Okay, but this brother's a good counselor. He's very, very good, and he's been in the truth for a long time. Okay, a lot of these brothers, okay, came out of the school in Manhattan, all right, at 1 West under Masha, Yaquab, and Ariel. A lot of these brothers, okay, and then of course when splits happen and so forth, these brothers formed their own schools. But in the spirit of Mashiach Yahushua, okay, one thing we say to be a part of this, Masharah, you have to be in Hamashiach Yahushua. All right, you have to be in Hamashiach. Okay, so this is Karash. So he's going to bring out later on certain information concerning the counseling department. Okay, let's give a hand for Karash. All right. Then we have Zaquan. All right, Zaquan is over the camp, Yahweh's camp. Okay, Yahweh's camp in North Carolina. And He is a scribe. He's running the scribe department. The brother already got about 4 books on the market. All right, he got some very good books. It's all about the truth, though. He got 4 books in Barnes and Nobles. You can go anywhere in one of those bookstores and find this brother's books. All right, he's a good writer in the spirit of a Masharah Yahushai. So the Spirit showed us, make him the scribe, the recorder. So anything that we need written down, anything that we need to written down for the law, and that we need to keep in history and records, we have this brother write it down for us. Just like didn't David have a recorder? You had David, you had the high priest, and you had the recorder. Okay, so in the council of the Masharah, we have a recorder. He's also part of the Treasury Department. All right, he's going to tell you about the pantry that we got. He's going to tell you about the phone book, okay, that he developed for the nation. So he's going to give you all that information. So this is Zaquan, Elder Zaquan from Yahweh's Camp, North Carolina. Part of Then you have Methathua, okay? Methathua, interesting story about Methathua. He was down in Jamaica for over 10 years running a camp down there. And the Spirit of the Most High got on him to come up. And he was part of the house of David, but in Jamaica. Okay? As you know, Jamaica has a couple of camps down there, Israelite camps. And I've been down there about 3 times. And you got other brothers, Priest Kahan been down there. So we've been down there and we speak down there also. Because our brothers and sisters down there, they need it too. They need to hear the word. And we got to get them together down there in Jamaica also. As well as all the West Indies. Okay? So Methathua, the Spirit got on him to be able to come to America. And the Most High and Yahushua made it a way where Methathua can get here. The brother lived better than some of us have been here all our lives. But nevertheless, the Most High is with him. Okay? Now, many of you, when you go on YouTube, you go on Facebook, you go on social media, who do you see? Correspondence. Methathua. He's the head of our correspondence department. He has that knack. He can get brothers together and speak to young men. He has that knack where he can do the spirits with him with that. You see Methathua. He's all over YouTube, all over the place. Okay? So he's in that generation of young men that come up and all they know is social media. That's all they know. But Methathua, the Spirit's on him to be able to do that. He's going to bring out information concerning the correspondence department. And later on, he's going to speak on different brothers that's going to come up and announce them, and they're going to come up and speak. Okay, come. So let's give Methathua, who's part of the house of David, who's a correspondent, been with us a long time. He's the correspondence department of the Masharah Yasharala. Okay. Then we do have the officers' council. So I'm going to just name the brother on the end here. He's going to be brought up and he's going to give you information. This is Yakanan. Okay. He's part of Yahweh's camp. He's part of Yahweh's camp in North Carolina, as well as Priest Kwan. And the thing about Yakanan is that he's over the whole security, okay, and training department of the Masharah Yasharala. Okay, your brothers might have heard different trainings going on. Well, you can't have a nation without a military, cuz. You can't have a nation without training, without the young men being trained as the military, cuz. This brother is very good at training men and bringing men up in the spirit of a Mashiach, okay, in that spirit of a soldier, in that spirit of a warlike spirit that Yahushua is looking for. All right, and so he's trained these brothers, and he's very good at it. He's going to bring out information concerning the training department and the security department. Okay, so he's heading over that department. Gun? Okay. So now, and then myself, my name is Barak. I'm from the house of David. I'm like the spokesman, all right, for the Masharah. And so we put this council together. We want to give the Most High Yahushua another round of applause for bringing these brothers together. That is very important. So what we're going to do now is we're going to, brothers can have a seat, and we're just going to have the brothers from Kahan, Priest Kahan, he's going to speak on his department so that everybody can get familiarized with the Masharah, Yasharala, and what's happening. Yakna, yeah, Khan. You're right, my mistake, yeah. We're going according to our itinerary, you're right. My mistake. Yakna, come on up, Yakna. No, y'all gotta stay there. Yeah, stay there.
All praises to the mighty one of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It's beautiful to be here and see all of Yasharala in accordance and in discipline. And that's what we lack in our nation. We lack the discipline necessary to do the Father's will. It's physical analogies that convey spiritual truths. A lot of people say we don't need the training. But what are you doing that for? The Most High is going to put the Spirit on you when it comes time. I haven't seen that in the scripture. Every time I look at, even when it comes to your studying, it's a discipline. You use your physical attributes to receive spirituality. You use your physical eyes to read. Use your physical brain to comprehend. And so that's what the Heavenly Father is requiring from us. We're not training just to fight our enemy. The training is the discipline necessary for you to serve your power. In faith that puts all the responsibility on the Heavenly Father is an irresponsible faith. That's lukewarmness. We're not looking for a few good men. We're looking for a few righteous men that are willing to do what's necessary. The prerequisite for winning and defeating our enemy was always complete compliance to the Ta'arah. And if you're not willing to do that, then you're not needed. Because what you're going to do is compromise what the Most High is doing. In the spirit of Yahweh Shai, is complete obedience. Give me the book of Joel, and I want you to read for me Joel 3 and 9. And then I'm just going to talk about a little of the training. I mean, we go all over. We've been to California. Matter of fact, the next training is going to be back in California, Sacramento. We've trained in North Carolina. We do cold weather training, different terrain. My experiences in the military, and I also have other facilitators such as Brother Tazadak. Even tomorrow, we're going to have an introduction to the Israelite trooper program, aka Men of War. So again, the discipline, not later, but Men of War. The discipline is what's going to get us victory. So that's what we're training for. We're not saying that we're just being bad and we want to hurt somebody. No, it's for our obedience to our power. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. All right, read what you got.
The book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 9. Proclaim you this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up.
Again, it's preparation, and it's time to wake up. Whenever Moshe or Masharah had his hands up, that was symbolic to obedience, to compliance. So I just want to let you know on Makar, tomorrow is an introduction. I know some people's schedules, they kind of different. You have some, as Elder Barak brought out, some celebrate the lunar solar Shabbat, some the weekly Shabbat. So for the Akim that can and that are willing, we're going to meet at 8 o'clock a.m. It's going to be an introduction. Just going to do a little physical training, just kind of assess where you are. Again, Asian men that are willing from 20 and up. So, you know, if you don't want to do it, that's fine. You need to stay where you are. But it's going to let you give you the location now. It's a Howell, I believe I'm saying it right. Howell Park or Howell Park, 983 Ralph D. Abernathy Street, and 8 a.m. sharp. So we're going to, you know, just do a little training, a little CPR, some of the things that you need to do, and just give you an introduction to what we do. And hopefully it will inspire many of the young men to come and be a part of your nation. Hallelujah. The water. Appreciate it. That's it.
All right, so let's give Yahweh Bahasham and Yachanan an applause. That is Yachanan. He's over the security department of the Masharah Yasharala. Okay, the next brother that's up is Methathua. He's over the correspondence department of the Masharah, Yasharala.
Yeah, shalom, shalom. I'm over the treasury also. Right? Even to deal with treasury, it's like a strange thing. Even when we read the book of Sirach, it's basically telling you an individual who deal with the treasury for the nation is very, very thin line. You understand me? Because if you not have that money go in your pocket, that's dishonesty. And we discussed earlier in terms of trust. It's something that needed, and it's a very, very big office. A lot of brothers here don't even want nothing to do with it. But anyway, as a nation, we're building a nation. The brother came up and he talked about the military wise. It's very important. Because all the way in this building, we have a guard here of our own people, of our own nation. We're stupid not to do that, huh? So we see that the need for security, you have so-called military background for Esau. So we utilize him in this department. And from the correspondent department, other brothers who want to be part of that movement, who have a gift towards any part of the offices up here, you just come forward to the brother that in that department and tell him you can assist, you can help, and we move forward in that. And
Con.
a couple brothers here been through the training program, right? So you've been through, stand up and just give 2 minutes or a minute of what you experienced there.
Come on. Shalom, Yasharala. My name is Karate Zayaban Yasharala. MOW, Mao, Men of War, and it is for personal discipline and the protection of our household and our government. All right, so what we want to do is have all the men that's capable and able-bodied to come out, not only learn physical PT, but also such things as Yahawashai helps with learning how to go and find and hunt for roots to be able to eat for the time frame when the grocery stores are closed. All right, how to look for the trees to be able to know which ones we get the bark from to be able to get our food from supplied in. All right, so we're looking for all men of the Most High to participate so that you will have the privilege to be able to say Mao, which stands for Men of War. All right, Kwame Yasharala.
So, because most of our officers, they've been through that program where they go training. It was not enough a weekend. They cut military-wise everything. Even we go to Zion, we have our military man that comes to Zion with us. We ain't gonna call his name because we can't tell him everything. But everywhere you go, you have to have some sense of military. That's what a good nation is, right? And so we have that, and then we want to put it down in the rest of camps. Where the camps have set up military, because you have to learn to defend yourself out here too. Esau doing it, you go to Israel, I see midget with gun. Yep. You remember that? Right? Little midget, because Israel is a military state, which I love. Because we should be a military state. When David was 15, Goliath was dead, right? You think David just go in the battlefield without no training, nothing? So in part of the correspondent, you can correspond for stuff like this. You can correspond for stuff like financial too. We need that. In the financial department, we really need help, and the help what we need. What's the purpose? We get the money, what the purpose? To put on summits like these? Not because the owner gave us the building, we still have to pay for it. We still have to pay, we still have to give them something. And this is the first summit we kept. And you see, it took 12 summits. This is the first summit we keep, where everything goes towards our people. All the money we pay for the catering and the food for the building, we go right back into our own Israelite brothers' pocket. Right? Not even dollar go back into the enemy pocket. Not yet. You know the scripture says we have to serve him in the want of all things. But the money is still in Israelite pocket for now. He ain't go back out yet. So you give financial help. That's what it went before. We have brothers and sisters who want to go to Zion. Because the fundamental, as Barak said earlier, the Black Panther tried, they failed. Zah mentioned earlier, every organization tried outside of Yahushua, they failed. But I look at the thing too, every organization tried to establish outside of Zion, failed. Because the nation of people, we ain't going to establish and be blessed on the earth in no other nation apart from the land that God gave to us. And we stress our brothers in the Mona, they live for 50 years. We know y'all hear the negativity of the Mona. I'm correspondent. Brothers call me up with them. What's going on? I did the right thing. Brothers here, we have proof, right, Murray? That's right. I go there and I ask them face to face. We have some on video, I just don't ready to put it out yet. I'm just waiting until the correct time. You understand? But the thing is, you ask a question, but you have to ask a question, or you're going to prevent it from happening again. What was the judgment taken? I have all that answer. Just like in our community, our brothers say they was robbed by other brothers. Or we're going to prevent that, or we correct it. So in every government, so I just want two scriptures to read. Zaquan, you have me? I need verse 6. Jeremiah 50, verse 6.
My people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place.
So that's what we become as a nation of people. We become lost sheep. You understand? So that's why I like to gather and like tell it. We have to seek Zion. We have to make pilgrimage up FM one time. Right? Get the other one, Isaiah 55, 52 and 8. Yeah. So that's why if you give donation, your brothers need passport. You have when you go to your brothers need somewhere to stay. You understand? You need transportation. Because a lot of people go to Israel and think you have, what you call it, no? Like servants there. Somebody going to pick you up and do all it. No. No, it ain't going to happen. And some brothers and sisters see that they are the way. Because anywhere you go, you have to prepare. Brothers will see us inside and they'll call them, I want to move here. No, it doesn't work like that. You understand? You have to prepare. Anything you do, you prepare. Right? Read what you have, my brother.
52 and 8, Isaiah. The watchmen shall lift up the voice. With the voice together shall they sing. For they shall see eye to eye. When the Most High shall bring them again, Zion.
So that's my perspective. We're going to be on one accord. We're going to see eye to eye when we go back over there to the promised land. You understand me? We're going to have all these problems over here. But we go to Israel. Who we have over there? Why do you think we go over there, we gravitate to them so much? Those are the only brother we have over there. You have the other brother, Joshua, he's in a rod. We deal with him too. We can't go over there and ask Esau historical events over there. Esau don't know nothing. The white man don't know nothing in the land. You have more people there, know more in that land than it is. And it's very important for our people to go over there and get the blessing also. You understand me? I remember we go trips. It was me and Karakazala, and a sister called and said to bring her something for eczema. And me and Karakazala, we went to by the so-called Dead Sea, and we get something in there and we bring it back for eczema. And she said our eczema better before the jar even finished. So just look at that. No more eczema. You understand me? They used the salt from the sea and the mud and all that, put it on the skin, and they were all healed. You understand me? So as a nation, correspondent, how we going to reach to Zion? When we go Zion, what to do? But as a nation of people, it's that time we have to seek Zion. That the scripture tells us our law or salvation coming from the east. So with that, I said shalom. Shalom.
Okay, so that was Masharah, the correspondence and the Treasury Department, okay? And he's going to give you some more information concerning that department, the Treasury Department. The next brother that's up is, all right, Karash, all right, elder from the Masharah, Yasharala, Karash, and he's going to give you the information concerning the counseling department. Karash.
Hey, shalom, brothers and sisters. Yasharala, that are near and far, that are bond and free. Our life is hid in Yahweh, so we got to stay in that direction. But I'm over and dealing with, along with, these brothers in the counseling department, because we are counselors. But, you know, I have a lot of scriptures, and I've done a lot of counseling over the years with couples, peoples, children, taught homeschooling classes, and also deal with the history of the Bible also. But the counseling, I'm the point man. If you want to call me, I can guide you to counsels that you may need. I also look into what the world does also, because they have a lot of information that we need, and I have some of those contacts. If you need counseling in different situations in your home and family, how to deal with being an Israelite every day. That's a big one. It's not always nice being an Israelite every day. And walking around knowing this. Yahweh said, we shall drink this cup, you know, and we drinking it all the way down to the dredges. And he said, we're going to walk this cross. So we got to carry our cross. But that don't mean we can't help each other carry it. Didn't the brother from Cyrene help Christ carry his cross? So this is what we're here for. And I'm the one that just, you know, I'm a contact, but maybe you may want to talk to Thanyala or Arizadi's brothers, and maybe all of us might deal with you. But the thing is, we have to get to what the problem is, if it's a problem, or maybe just some enlightenment. You may want to call. You know, but you can get me through the brothers here, through the numbers. I'm on Facebook on Karash Yasharala, Charash. I'll be back on Tuesday. They kind of got a little angry at me. I'm in Facebook person. But I was dropping some stuff on what happened with Brother Mark and this whole government thing. And I put all I did is put Ecclesiastes 3, 1, and 8. Time for all things under the sun, you know, time for hate, time for war, time for peace. That's why they said, oh, you're teaching hate speech, 7 days. So I'll be back on Tuesday. So Karash Yasharala, and you can find me there, and I'll friend you. I probably know who you are from whoever. If you're an Israelite, and I check out your page, and I'm kind of okay, you know, you're all right. Because every time I get on there, brother be having a shirt off. No, I can't do that. I don't know why they do that. Sisters, you know you should have your shirt off, but it's just, you know, I look through it and I make sure, okay, somebody that can be my friend, and how we can deal. And then from there, I network and see what kind of counsel help you might need. I counsel out on Facebook. The other one, to conclusion, I deal with the history of the Bible also, from Genesis to Revelation. And 2 scriptures you can just read, 2 Peter 3 and 8. Psalms 90, we got to read them. Psalms, this y'all just write them down. I'm going to be brief. Psalms 90 and 4. And David speaks about 1,000 years. David and Peter think about 1,000 years is one day. One day is 1,000 years. So we have 2 ways you can look at the first 7 days of creation. It could be 24 hours of earth, or it could be 1,000 years in a day like the Most High. We're still working on that. But after that, the 7th day was the flood. And you just start counting how long Adam lived up until Noah. You count how long they lived. It's real easy to do the math, right? To Noah. You go into Genesis 5 and you read how long they lived. Then you go from after the flood, Genesis 9 and 10 and 11, how long Noah lived up until Abraham. You count, the numbers are right there. I just did the math. From Noah, Shem, Foxad, down to Selah, all the way down to all them lines of people, Ruah, Selah to Abraham. You see how long they lived and died. Do the math. This is all approximate, you know. Then you go from Abraham to David. Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, okay, and Jacob and the 70 souls going into Egypt, and then out of Egypt, then going into Joshua, the wilderness, and going into the kingdom, into the land, up to, you know, Samuel anointing David. You just count up. You count all the captivities. You know, you count the wilderness, 40 years. And you count Samuel, and you count, you know, Saul first, then David. That's 1,000 years if you do the math. Then from David to Yahushua's birth, you just count all the books of the kings. You count their captivities. You count Assyria. You count Babylon and all of that. And David, the kings, how long they ruled. The northern kings, how long they ruled from Jeroboam to Hosea. Going into captivity, 586, 782. Then you throw in the Maccabees. You count that time. Ezra in the temple, you count all the way down to Yahushai's birth. Okay, then you'll get a number there. Then you count, it gets easy from Yahushai's birth until today, 2008, I'm 19. Okay? But one scripture, I want to read about that. I'm going to give you back Hosea 6, 1 and 2. So what I've done, I have a book that I'm working on. It's already done. I'm just putting it together is to fill in the gaps, to put the nation's history in there. What was Egypt doing, or the Chinese and Japanese during the time of Christ, during the time of Maccabees? So you see it fits into this history. All nations' history have a history that pretty much begins around 3000 BC. You go to Manetho, he's writing in Men's, it's around 3100 BC. And you go back to Chinese history, Hindu, all that kind of starts around that time. They have longer ones, but you have a lot of it around 3000 BC, and that's right during the time of the flood. It makes sense. You just got to do the math and check it out. But it's debatable, but we debate according to brothers and sisters in love. That's what we do. Because the truth is coming out. Hosea 6, 1 and 2. Let's read that, and then we'll give it to the next brother.
Come and let us return unto the Most High, for he hath torn, and he will heal us.
The Lord tore us up for breaking those commandments and laws. He's still tearing us up. Okay? Mentally, spiritually, physically, socially, some of your marriages and some of your children, and the schools, and the job, and the health, and the mental, we're getting torn up. What's he saying?
Come and let us return unto the Most High, for he hath torn, and he will heal us.
Return mentally. We would all love to just get on a plane, let's go to Israel. And some of them can do that, but most of the 10 tribes, are we all going to return? Not until Yahushua do what he got to do through Yahweh and the angels. So we return here first, this first stage. We turn in our hearts. We turn in information in this Bible. That's what we're doing. I would love to go to Israel and move in tomorrow. And that's good. Some of them are doing that. That's all good. You're the first wave. We'll join you soon. We're going to be there because that's the destiny. We can't go nowhere else but Jerusalem. So we turn mentally and spiritually first. The Most High wants you to learn how to behave in the kingdom. So the first thing is get these laws down. Okay, you're going to go in there being niggas and being, all these names, these derogatory nationalities that we going by. We're going to go in as the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay? Return, okay, mentally and spiritually, with love. Then the Most High going to come, okay, ready. He wants some worthy vessels to work with. Go ahead.
He hath smitten, he will bind us up.
The Lord has smitten us, he's going to bind us up. And he's doing it now, in our minds and in our hearts. We're being binded together in the knowledge of our 12 tribes and the laws in the Bible. This is what Masharah is about, networking, getting y'all to see different Israelites around the world, okay? And wake up people. Brothers getting woke up just by coming here and seeing stuff and having some type of point of clarity to where we can see brothers who've been in this for a while and we can deal with some clearness in the scriptures. Okay, we all got pieces, but up here we have most of it, I could say, being all these years in this. Okay, not just brothers, like you said, have been on YouTube 2 months and he's a high priest over school. You got your part. I ain't saying nothing wrong with you. The Bible says don't despise the youth. But you gotta come, we gotta bring it all together as one, binding together, like the scriptures say. Go ahead.
After 2 days will he revive us.
2 days he shall revive us. Does that mean 2 days from now? We gotta go to Peter's. 1,000 years is 1 day. The reviving that happened around the year 2000, and that time was a thrust of the wake up of Israel. The splits were bad as well as good, because it made all these schools come out, and you had computers, you had the internet. That was like a revival. When you wake up, your body ain't moving but your eyes.
I think when I started this book, it might have had like about 6 pages in it. Now it has over 60 pages at the end of it, and I'll have some for you. If the number and the name is not on there, please do so and give it to me. So in this book, I'll be glad to give you one. It's listed as important because I know a lot of you always say you don't have nothing on, you're tired of spending your money and giving it to Koreans, you may be tired of giving it to Esau like I am, like everybody else is. So if you live in Texas, you have brothers out there that do lawn care. You have sisters out there that are midwives. in Boston. Okay, I'm looking right now in New York, you have brothers that are out there that are notary republics. In North Carolina, you got one brother that's a lawyer. In Detroit, you have a brother that's a winemaker, a barber, youth security, voice specialist, professional roofer. You got brothers that's a bus driver. And all of this is from state to state. This is going from Alabama all the way to Wyoming. So I'll be in the back and I'll be glad to give you a copy of this. And it's very good because I had a problem about 2 weeks ago. Looked inside this book and called up a brother before I called Esau, before I called Jacoby and Myers, and paid them about $1,200, Brother Dunyala. You know what I'm saying? And the brother cleared it up. Actually, the brother cleared it up for free, for zero, for nothing. Okay. That what I asked Jacoby and Myers, they would have probably charged me about maybe $1,500. The brother said, I'm glad to do it. So I looked in here first and said, before I give Esau my money, I'm gonna go the cheap route. Okay, let me look and see if this brother there's a brother here that can handle this. Okay, so we got 2 sisters in here also that deal with credit repair. Got teachers, got a couple lawyers in here, and you got dentists, okay, in Maine. And use this to your ability, use it to your goodwill nature, okay? And at the same time also, if there are midwives, there are 2 numbers in here that are midwives. Maybe you can get some of the teachers to come to your school, okay, and teach the other sisters as well too. Just like the brothers. Maybe you got a brother that maybe can come to your school, call them up, tell them to come over to California, tell them to come to North Carolina and teach you about the Notary Republic program. Okay, it's literally, I can go on, but I'm not gonna waste that much time. You got another brother that's an artist. Okay, you got a couple more brothers. Okay, I'm just going at random. Actually, you got a whole bunch of garment makers in this, all from Jersey. He's part of our camp. He's an excellent garment maker. He's here today. You got a whole lot of mechanics in here also. You know how expensive mechanics can be. I'm tired of giving your money to Esau all the time. You go to Meineke, you're gonna be out of money. You go to Meineke, all right? You call up a brother that's in your state. Okay, maybe also he can deal with you too, for a little bit less than fee than Esau gonna charge or more gonna charge. You got computer specialists in here. You have sewers, chef, planners, and this is all in the nation of Yasharala. It's all in the nation of Yasharala. So at the same time also, like I said, I'm gonna give you one, okay? And if your name is not in, you can sign it and it'll be updated by the next summit. Gun? All right. Next department is very, 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 very important. A year and a half ago, actually, it was just, just getting everything together. In this pantry program, we have household items, deodorant, toothpaste, soap, laundry detergent, shampoo, soap, deodorant, women's hygiene products, flashlights. Those who I sent the boxes to, good. I sent over 6 or 7 boxes within maybe a year to everyone. The ones that was in Detroit last year, I know it's like about 16 of you I didn't get around to. Don't worry about it. And I know it's going to get worse by the time this is over with. So if you want to sign up for free items, don't cost you nothing. The only thing I'm doing is just putting them in the box and I'm just mailing them off to you. That's all I'm doing. You don't have to give me a right address. You can give me your neighbor's address if you don't feel comfortable. Give me your grandmother's address. Just somewhere where I can send the box to. It's free. And if I didn't get around to you, I'll surely get around to you. And in this box, you have everything: detergent, laundry, soap, anything you can think of, toothpaste, anything I can squeeze in there. Ask the brothers in my camp in North Carolina. Anything I can get my hands on, I'm gonna give it to you. Yeah, the food as well also, yeah. Send out also non-perishable items also. I'm gonna start sending that out also immediately, ASAP, immediately. All it takes is for you to just give me, like I said, just give me any address. Like I said, it doesn't have to be personal if you don't feel comfortable. I can't do nothing with it anyway. I can't visit all y'all at one time anyway. So if you want to just give it to me somewhere, it's free of charge. There's no ulterior motive behind this. I'm not getting anything out of this. It's just free boxes that I'm going to send to y'all full of items. That's all right? And like I said, the pantry department, like I said, I've sent out 67 boxes already. All right? And I'm pretty sure if the crowd here tonight, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be a little bit more busy than Hungary Hebrew. I'm going to be just a little bit, that's a yuck crew. It's about 200 of y'all alone. I counted up in here, so I know y'all gonna sign up, okay? Just like the draft, all right? So with that right there, that's it. That's my time. But I'll be in the back after this is over with. So like I said, sign up for this. sign up for this and get your guidebook. Like I said, a lot of numbers are in here from camp leaders. My name, Barack, House of David, all the camps across the country. Okay, it's in this book right here. Specialty, what you do. I don't care what you can do. Just put your name in here. I don't care if you just come out your house and stand all day. Put that in there. I stand all day. All right? You can be used for something. All right? What you do, brother, I stand all day. All right? All right, that's a skill. You can be security. All right? That's a security do. That's a skill. Let's turn it to a skill. All right? So come to the back at the end. Come to the back at the end, and I'll be glad to serve you. That's my time right there. I'm going to say, Kwame Yasharala.
Kwame Yasharala.
Kwame Yasharala.
All right, so that's Laquan. All right, he's over the pantry department. He's a recorder. He's a scribe. So that's Laquan as the House of the Masharah Council. Okay, next up is Parza. He's going to speak concerning information concerning the Spanish tribes. Parza.
Shalom. My name is Parza. Banzayatan. Bangad. Yasharala.
Shalom.
All right, so I want to read some things real quick just to give you a scriptural background on the foundation of what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. Romans chapter 10, verse 14 through 15.
Romans 10, verse 14. How then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed? And how shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard? And how shall they hear without a preacher? And how shall they preach except they be sent? As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of them that preach the gospel of peace and bring glad tidings of good things. But they have not.
All right, so it says that you have to send, teach, hear, believe, and then call on the name of Yahweh. Call on the name of the Most High. So that's my job. You know, I travel to Gujarat, India. I travel to Central America. I live in Mexico right now for the past few years. I travel to Sri Lanka. I travel to Karnataka, India. I travel to Cochin, India, in Kerala. All right, I travel to Goa, India. I travel all throughout India because our people were taken from the east coast of India, of Africa, and put into slavery into India. So we have to go there and wake our people up. They're not going to understand and know unless somebody goes there to wake them up. We have America flooded, like Zaquan Barak said earlier. You got America flooded, but over there it's like a drought of the truth. When we go east of the Atlantic and you go east of Africa, it's a drought of truth. There's literally nobody in these countries I've been to that have brought them the message of Yahushua as the Messiah, of the Torah is our law book and our guide that we need to understand what the Most High requires of us. Jeremiah 15:3. Because the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together. They were oppressed together. Y el Altísimo Yahweh, él hizo esto de propósito. Porque cuando se dice que hemos encontrado la tribu de Judá, de seguro también encontrarás también la tribu de Isaac, de Gad y la casa entera de Israel. Porque dice la Biblia acá en el versículo que vamos a leer que eran oprimidos como en la misma tierra, a la vez. Todas las tribus también, por eso estamos mezclados los morenos y los indígenas aquí en las Américas, juntos. Y la experiencia es igual, porque primero nos pusieron en esclavitud en Norteamérica y el Caribe. Porque de mi sangre soy de descendencia de Choctaw. Okay, y nos pusieron en esclavitud cuando llegaron de principio. Y después llegaron y trajeron los otros esclavos de la costa oeste de África. Pero primero de eso pusieron en esclavitud los tribus en el este de África, a la India y los otros países donde yo vivía antes, ¿verdad? Y vamos a leer Jeremías 50, 50 and 3. Jeremiah 50 and 3.
Jeremiah 50
verse 3.
For out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. They shall.
All right, so the Most High is saying, a 33, el 50-33.
Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, the children of Yasharala and the children of Judah were.
So the children of Yasharala are the tribes that arrived into the Americas first, and to the Caribbean, and to South America, Central America, and North America. All right, so we arrived into the Americas first. So that's the house, that's the children of Israel. When we got divided up because Solomon's son wanted to oppress us. So we divided, and then we went into Assyria, and then we came into the Americas first. And then we showed Esau how to survive in the Americas when he raped us, robbed us, murdered us, put us in slavery. And then he brought Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, as well as some of the other tribes that was mixed with Judah, Benjamin, and Levi from the west coast of Africa into the Americas again. All right, go ahead.
Were oppressed together.
They were oppressed what?
Together.
So how can you have Judah and not have Issachar? Not have Ephraim? How can you have Benjamin and not have Naphtali? Not have Asher? And the only place where these two people were put in slavery and oppressed, the only place in the whole world you can go to where you have people of seemingly different ethnicities and nationalities receiving the same evil treatment by the so-called Europeans is right here in the Americas. You can't go to any other country and experience that. Matter of fact, this is the only part of the world where you can come to where the people are totally stripped of their identity, nationality, tongue, culture, and everything in the Americas. When you go into the Eastern Hemisphere, when you go into Africa, when you go to Singapore, they speak, but we were oppressed together. Y el Altísimo le dijo que Él va a subir nosotros juntos también. Okay? Porque son la misma gente, la misma nación también. Okay? So now let's go into the book of Ezekiel chapter 20, verse 33 through 35. Right, so my job is to go to the different, the elder and the diplomats of all of the other tribes that not only speak Spanish, but that speak Portuguese. All right, that speak Quechua, that speak Mopai, that speak Yucatec. Or we've been to places teaching where the people didn't even talk any colonial languages until they reached maybe 5 years old, being integrated into an English-speaking school system where they're raised talking the languages that they spoke when the Spanish and the British came and conquered them. So those places still exist right now. Those places where our people are still exist in the Americas, and we've been to those places in the Americas to teach our people. All right, go ahead.
As I live, saith Yahweh, surely with a mighty hand, with a stretched out arm, and with fury poured out, will I rule over you.
Yahweh said that in order for him to be our ruler, our king, again, he's going to have to pour out his wrath and his fury upon the nations that put us in captivity. Because we had to pay, and the Most High said they're going to have to pay also. As a man soweth, so shall he reap. We reap what we sow over in the Americas. We sowed disobedience, and the Most High said, if you break this covenant, this is your punishment. And we got that punishment.
And I will bring you out from the people.
He's going to bring us out from the people. Go ahead.
And will gather you out of the countries wherein ye are scattered.
So like we read in Romans chapter 10. How are they going to understand who they are, what they need to do, what is repentance, what is salvation, what is their covenant, if they do not know who they are, if nobody goes to teach them? They're not going to wake up one morning like you did and say, I'm an Israelite, I got to keep the commandments. Nobody woke up like that. All right, go ahead. Now, one last part, Proverbs chapter 1, verse 1 through 4. Because when we're looking at the Bible, and when we travel to these places, our people are in dire need. Not only just of the basic understanding of their history, but also of wisdom. How to navigate through problems, how to navigate through different situations. So as I'm traveling and as I'm teaching, I'm equipping brothers with the tools that they need to kind of be on autopilot spiritually. Here's the problem that you're going to encounter. Here's the scriptures to deal with it. Here's how you fast. Here's how you pray. Here's how you store treasure in heaven and increase your virtue. Proverbs 1 through 4.
The Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, Dawiyad, king of Israel.
So Solomon is telling you in his introduction why he's writing this book, and I'm almost finished. Go ahead.
To know wisdom and instruction.
So wisdom is a like I said, wisdom is our sister. So we have to know her. We have to have a relationship with wisdom. Go ahead.
To perceive the words of understanding. To receive the instruction of wisdom.
So wisdom instructs you all through a proverb. Oh, this person has wrath. Oh, give a soft answer. Oh, there's a problem. This is how you handle that problem. It's all in Proverbs. These are the laws that wisdom is talking about that we have to read and apply to our life, which is really the counsel of Yahweh, helping to cleanse our spirit. Go ahead.
Justice and judgment.
Justice, which is righteousness, Tazadak in Hebrew. Go ahead.
And equity. To give subtlety to the simple, to the young man, knowledge and discretion.
So we have 7 phases of wisdom. The beginning of wisdom is the fear of Yahweh. After we have that fear of Yahweh, now we have to get the instruction from the scripture, which is the knowledge. Then we have to get the understanding. Then we get the discretion, which is the mazamah, or how to execute that plan to apply the knowledge that you have. Then you have to reach to the 4th pillar, which is equity. All right, my Yasharala, which is how is it going to balance out to be applied in this situation, and would I want somebody doing this to my mother? Would I want somebody doing this to me? Then after that, we arrive at righteousness. Is it righteous in the laws of Yahweh to handle this problem this way right now? It might be okay for somebody to do this, but is it prudent in this matter to do this in a righteous way? And after that, we arrive at Masharah, which is the judgment, which is what we're going to do. Only then when we come to the judgment and execute it, do we walk into wisdom. Do we actually apply and know wisdom when we apply that knowledge, when we see that it matches up through all those phases? So as we're traveling, talking, and teaching, you're coming into Buddhists, you're coming into Hindus, you're coming into all kind of different ancient demonic forces and religions, trying to do all types of things against the Most High. But it's navigated through the commandments, through Yahweh, and through understanding how to apply wisdom to these situations. So we put the law book together also to help us understand the laws of Yahweh. So if anybody or any sisters out there, si pueden hablar español e inglés también, o si conocen gente que no vive en los Estados Unidos, que tiene problemas de tal vez hablando español, hablando inglés, pero quieren enseñar y quieren aprender la verdad de la cultura, la identidad verdadera de nuestra gente, que me diga y podemos trabajar juntos, ¿me entiendes? No más que me diga y podemos hacer esta obra juntos porque nadie puede hacerlo solo. Somos una nación y tenemos que trabajar juntos. Toda la gloria, alabanza a Yahweh, el Altísimo de Israel. Aleluya. 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 Shalom to come. Let's give part of God, Spirit of Most High. So as we continue, we have Yasharala, all right, over the law department.
Good. My name is Yasharala. I'm over with Torah law enforcement. Any nation trying to establish themselves must first establish government. Okay, and then under that government, but with that law must come understanding. But with that understanding must come what? The raw basics: repentance, obedience, Yahweh Shai, your nation, Yasharala, and the understanding and preparing for these last days. And this is the whole purpose of what the summit is supposed to do. But in order to have a government, what must we have first? 1 Corinthians 14:40.
1 Corinthians 14:40. Let all things be done decently and in order.
Decently and in order. Okay, we can have numbers, but if we're not in order, you can have all the numbers in the world. It's not going to mean anything. And your enemy will pick you off like it's nothing. Because he is in order, and he has structure, and he has discipline, and he can execute. He's got specialists that can execute on any level. Okay, diplomatically, administratively, and on the battlefield. All right. But we have the greatest strategist. That's Yahweh. All right, and we have the greatest general, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. But he can't deal with us if we don't want to deal with ourselves. And that's what, read that again.
Let all things be done decently and in order.
So the order we're trying to establish is the order of our nation. All camps, all schools, all Knesses, all communities coming under one banner, which is under Yasharala Masharah. Okay? But with that banner, with that structure must be order. And this is what we're trying to establish. Okay? And what does Torah law enforcement deal with? The Torah. Okay? Being on one page when it comes to the scriptures. Okay? Now that means, that's not to say we're going to agree on doctrine. I said Torah. All right? Not doctrine, I said Torah. That's the law. Okay? So the law says what? The Shabbat is from Friday night sundown to Saturday night sundown. No buying and selling. Okay? No personal pleasure. We should all agree upon that, because if we agree upon it, that's the vibration that we're sending up to the Heavenly Father. And we all get checks against our name, because we all know we got a bunch of red that we need to blot out next to our names. All right? Deuteronomy, the 30th chapter. All right? So, with that being said, our holy convocations. Now, I know there's different dates. We don't have to argue about that. But the point is, we need to establish that we are doing these holy convocations. You have a right to take off for your holy convocation. But if you don't exercise your right, you ain't going to have the right. Now, does that mean that Esau is going to honor your right? Maybe he will, maybe he won't. But remember the woman and her sons that honored the word of the Most High, meaning the law, unto death, and did not eat swine against the king's commandment. All right? And why do we have that example? To tell us that perilous times are ahead of us. Okay? Martyrdom might be required of us. Okay? But are we spiritually prepared for that? Do we understand the reward that we shall receive in heaven for that? Okay? Now, this is Deuteronomy, the 30th chapter.
Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations whither the Lord thy God, Yahweh hath driven thee.
So we are calling it to mind. This day, right here, right now, we're calling to mind our disobedience to the Heavenly Father. This is why we send up prayers on the summits, collectively. We put down our different individual groups, our individual titles, but we send up prayers collectively as our nation, Yasharala. All right? And that's what the Most High recognizes. The fact that we're able to do that. Because being in order is to recognize that our different groups are part of that order. All right? You need your autonomy because you got people that you're dealing with every state or whatever city that you dwell in. All right? We don't need confusion in that, but we need order and cooperation together as a body of people. If we are in the body of Yahweh Mashiach. Okay? Because we're all representative of that body. Whether you're an arm, whether you're a hand, whether you're a foot, okay? But within the brain and the order is the direct.
And shalt obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children, with all thine heart and with all thy soul.
So this is what we have to do. We have to demonstrate it. We can say it all we want, but if we don't have the proper demonstration, it means nothing. Okay? It means nothing. Faith without works is what? All right, we know that one, so we got to demonstrate that. So if we know what the payment is for sin, and we know that we don't want that payment, then we know what we have to do to escape that payment. That is to do that which is required of the Heavenly Father.
Deuteronomy 30:3. That then Yahweh will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee.
Now that's conditional. He said, read that again.
That then Yahweh will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee.
Now he will turn that captivity that we're in when we demonstrate what? Obedience. Okay? We have to demonstrate obedience collectively.
Verse 2, and thou shalt and shalt return unto Yahweh Allahayaka, and shalt obey his voice.
And that's the obedience that we have to demonstrate. The obedience to keep the weekly Shabbat. The obedience to keep the new moon. The obedience to keep the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Passover, the Day of Atonement. Okay? That obedience collectively is what's going to make the Heavenly Father recognize us as the nation that we are called by. Our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Not by our word, but by our deeds and by our actions. That's right. Okay? Word is bond. All right? But if we give our word, then we have to demonstrate that action. Both men, women, and children, because they're the future. Okay, they don't know the corruption that we have learned in this wicked world. They're the future of our nation, but we have to demonstrate how that nation goes forward.
Salakia. Anybody drive a blue Ford van across the street? They say it's in the wrong spot, they're trying to tow it. So if anybody drives a blue Ford van across the street, just go get it. All right? Salakia. Any more?
That then Yahweh Allahayaka will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations whither Yahweh Allahayaka hath scattered thee.
So this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to be gathered from the four corners of the earth, whithersoever we be scattered to. This is why this brother's going to India. This is why he's going to Brazil. This is why he's going to Sri Lanka, okay? And Turkey and other parts. And this is why we summon all brothers and sisters that have a need and a desire to help the nation to come forward with your skill set. Because I'm also dealing with the gatekeeper, and that means organizing the different gates, the different cities, the different camps to work together. There's strength in numbers, but that strength will not come if you don't demonstrate the ability to work together. So with that, I say, Kwam Yasharala. Hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.
All right, that was Yasharala. All right, next brother up. All right, of the Masharah and Yasharala Council is Priest Kahan. Okay, Kahan, over the priest department.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
All right, so like you said, Priest Kahan over the priest department. First of all, to give all praise to the Holy One of Israel, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, for his mercy truly endures forever. I want to thank everybody for coming out. Dedication, sacrifice, it costs money, takes sacrifice to be here. So throughout history, the priesthood has played an important role in the nation of Israel. Throughout captivities, the Most High dealt with the priests to keep us intact as the mediator between the Most High and Israel. So within the priesthood department, there's different things that we do for the nation. Presently, to date, we have sent out over 200 letters
Hallelujah.
for people trying to get off in the Shabbat.
Hallelujah.
Two people that I know have won lawsuits, not big money, but small lawsuits for they've been mistreated and letting them out of the Shabbat.
Hallelujah.
We also have letters for men that want to grow their beard. We have letters for that as well. Immunization shots. And also women that are being forced to wear pants on the establishment, we have letters for that as well. Okay, so there's no reason for anyone here to transgress the laws of the Most High God.
That's right.
And anyone here that has reached out to me, whatever school, camp, Knesset, I haven't rejected anyone. As a priest of the Most High of the nation, it is my duty to make sure we all rehearse these righteous acts of the Most High God. Okay. There might be people here today that have gotten letters. If you have, raise your hand or just.
Hallelujah.
Okay, you see people here that have gotten letters. Okay, so they have been helpful. They have been, because I am also a licensed notary in the state of Florida. So they all come with a seal on it. So when any legal department sees a seal, they know that's what? It's an official document. Okay, it's an official document. Okay, so with that being said, We also have we have a representative from the Hebrew Burial Society. Okay, Elder Zapparah, he's out in Maryland. Known the brother for many years. He has one of his representation men here in Atlanta is going to give a brief presentation on that. Okay, we also have our own burial society. Okay, there's no reason being a Hebrew Israelite that you bury yourself in a Catholic church with idols all over the place. Okay, of course nobody wants to think of death. Okay, but these things do happen. Okay, if it does happen, what do you have in writing? Okay, all these things have to be done in writing. Okay, and insurance. Okay, I'm also a licensed insurance agent. Okay, life insurance, many of you have spoken to me, have put things in place. I myself lost my armor last year, my armor this year. So I know the importance of having certain things financially, put in place. Okay, so we spoke about this. We are putting together a priesthood boot camp. Okay, so we will be calling on the Most High. Give me Exodus 19. Exodus 19 and verse 6.
Exodus chapter 19, verse 6. And ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests, and holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Yasharala.
Right, so we still have the Levite, the priest that the Most High is going to preserve, okay, for the kingdom. But as men of the Most High, we all going to have to minister this word throughout this whole entire. Set something up that we can show men the right way to represent this kingdom when we're going out there. Because when they see each and every one of us, they should see what? They should see a reflection of what is to come. Okay? Thy kingdom come, that will be done on earth, what? As it is in heaven. Okay? So there's going to come a time when they want to take hold of your garment and say, listen, we want to serve your God. Okay, but the Most High started first with his nation. Okay, so in the priesthood department, presently we have Priest Yasharala, Eleazar, Yakanan. My brother's going to come up and speak a little bit. So these men are right now assisting me. We want to broaden it. As being a priest, we don't have the Most High say what? That the priests don't have an inheritance. Okay, so I myself, I do a lot of evangelist work. Okay, how I actually met Mathathua, the rock, he always forgets to bring this up, but I was one of the first men, me, Elder Masharah, and a brother Naquan out here. We were the first brothers to actually go to Jamaica early 90s. Okay, this is how me and Mathathua actually met. Okay, and it's a beautiful thing to, up until this very day, we still labor together. Men that you planted seed with, and now he's out there planting seed with other men. It's a beautiful thing. Okay, so we have his brothers here, Father. He's actually based in Jamaica right now, so we're going to get that started back up. So he's going to say a few words.
Shalom, Akiwa.
Shalom.
The brother said the priesthood is a very important office here because that is our connection to the Most High. And when we pray, and we pray in our language, that is the most powerful thing that we can do. Like the brother said, we're trying to establish a priesthood office so that every Levite priest that's in here should know how to come up and do what we're doing today. Say the prayers, say the blessings, anoint our people, and bring blessings and healings to our nation. So that's what we're setting up right now. We're setting up a lot of other things that's going to be, you're going to see in the future. But as of now, we need to get that together with our Levite brothers. And like he said, we're all going to be priests, a nation of priests. So everyone in here should know the basics of setting up a service, setting up prayers, I mean, we pray in English all the time, but we need to pray with the power. Con? All right.
All praise Yahweh Shem Yahshua. Can I get Ezekiel 44, 10 to 11? Powerful shot, huh?
We're going to sing reggae tonight.
44, 10 to 11.
We're going to reggae tonight.
Ezekiel chapter 44 and verse 10. And the Levites that are gone away far from me, when Yasharala went astray, which went astray away from me after the idols, they shall even bear their iniquity. Yet they shall be ministers in my sanctuary.
That's the point. So we went far away from the Most High, just like the rest of the nation has. We, in part, are responsible for the stumbling of the nation for not being there and enforcing laws we should have. But the Most High said, "What? Yet they shall be my ministers." So what we're doing with the priesthood office is taking extra initiative in raising the ministers, the Levites, up back in our proper place and position. Because you can't go nowhere in this Bible and the position of a Levite not be important. There's not anybody. I dare you to try to find it, please. Try to find it. You ain't gonna find it, man. Right? When Yahushua got on that cross, who put him on the cross? Caiaphas put him on that cross. And all the high priests buffeted him with their hands. You know what that meant? That meant he was sacrificed. Because in order for an animal to be sacrificed, the priest got to put his hands on him. You see that? So the Levitical priest is important in every aspect of our lives. We got to understand that as a nation, we got positions. And the position of Levi is to be the priesthood. So we're going to do our part in waking our brothers up. We're trying to take as much initiative as possible. All right? And getting our brothers right so the nation can be right, man. All right? So I'm going to say hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
You know, I watch a couple of videos, you know, brothers do videos saying, what's up with this Masharah, Yasharala? They trying to bring all the nation together. And we're not going to take any credit. Okay, we're going to give it back to the people being what? By being led by the Holy Spirit. Okay, read that, Psalm 133.
Psalms 133. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. It is like the precious ointment upon the head that ran down the beard, even Aaron's beard, that went down to the skirts of his garments, as the dew of Hermon, and as the dew that descended upon the mountains of Taziah one. For there Yahweh commanded the blessing, even life forevermore.
Right, so the angels of the Most High God are rejoicing right now. Okay, you have different camps. I'm looking around seeing different brothers. I'm seeing brothers here that you might think not be interacting with other brothers, but they're all here under one roof. Good. Okay. So this is not our world, this is the will of the Most High. Man's going of the Most High. That's right. Okay, a brother may have not wanted to be here today, but he was led by the Holy Spirit. Okay, there's a lot of people going to be saying now, I wish I was there. Okay, I wish I would have made that sacrifice. Okay, maybe one last, First Kings 8:47. Wow, this is a beautiful thing, seeing wall-to-wall Israelites.
This is our 1 Kings chapter 8 and verse 47. Yet, if they shall bethink themselves unto thee in the land of them that carried them captive, saying, we have sinned, and have done perversely. We have committed wickedness.
So this is not a coincidence that the USA, under Satan's authority, have put in their Congress in writing, okay, the commemoration of our 400 years of bondage right here in America. Okay, those years, Snoop Dogg talking on the radio, so well, I don't want to hear about slavery anymore. But the Most High is going to make it, is going to bring it to our memory of the 400 years of captivity. Come on.
Verse 48. And so return unto thee with all thy heart and with all thy soul, in the land of their enemies, which led them away captive, and pray unto thee toward their land.
Towards the land. Okay, I'm urging everyone here, if you don't have a passport, get a passport. Get a passport. If you gotta put down $1 a day or 50 cents, okay, it's only $110 for your passport. Okay, even in Islam, they make a pilgrimage and go to Mecca. As an Israelite, it's your duty to go see your land. Okay, the land is mourning for us to come back. Since we started going back, the places that used to be dry and desolate has become green. Okay, why? Because we are coming back home. Okay, we're taking back our heritage. Come on.
Which thou gavest unto their fathers, the city which thou hast chosen, and the house which I have built for my name.
Where's that place? Zion. Okay, a lot of us made America our rest. The Moses said this is not our rest. Okay, this is land of our captivity. Okay, so we got to put our eyes on Zion. Okay, also too, we have an active prison ministry. You know, just give me a call, contact me. We'll show you how to get it done. Many brothers, you know, want this word in the system, and we need that to get that done. There's one last thing, Brother Yaya. Huh? You gonna call him? Okay. All right. So where's Yasharala? Is he here? All right. So with that, so praise be to the Most High God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, for His mercy truly endure forever. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. All right, so give the brother a hand. In the spirit of the Hallowed by God, not the Hallowed side. So, with the Masharah Yasharala, the Spirit also showed us when we first started the Masharah Yasharala. We had the brother Maharaka, through the Spirit of the Most High. We had what we call the Code of Ethics. Let's hold it up high. Some of you got this, it wasn't enough to be passed around, all right? But some of you have it, some of you don't. It wasn't enough to be passed around, but we have it also right here. And I know you can't see it from there, but we're only going to go over a few of them. But there's one thing, when this says the Code of Ethics, ethics mean what? The principles that a nation should abide by in righteousness. Come? The principles. So we don't have to make up principles, do we? It's all made up for us, isn't it? Where's it made up for us? In the Bible. So when you look at this Code of Ethics, it says, Masharah, Code of Ethics, Israelite men of honor, brotherhood, Code of Ethics. Okay, come? And all it really is the scriptures. So the Most High gave us the ethics, didn't he? He already gave it to us. But the problem is what we seen when we were iterating in the beginning. We don't see us as a nation, especially brothers in the Western Hemisphere in America, going according to these ethics. We don't see it. Now you may know a whole lot of scriptures and be able to break it down, but are you abiding by the ethics? Are you abiding by the principles that the Mashiach laid down for us? No, we're not doing that. What is this that we hear the different schools out there who are mistreating brothers and abusing brothers? And taking advantage of brothers that are coming in their school. All right? What is this we hear on YouTube? And now these men who are leading these schools are bringing it all out. I'm going to tell you something. At the House of David, we have the brother, the correspondence department. He's getting all these calls from all these brothers from these schools saying, I'm being mistreated. Brothers have robbed me. Brothers have mistreated me, taken advantage of me. This is what we're hearing. Because why? You might have a school, like the brother was saying. You might have a school. You may have an Israelite camp. But if you're Lord and do not what I say, I'm going to spit you out of my mouth. That's right. That's what he said. Okay? And a lot of the prophets are going to say, but Lord, I taught in your name in the city. I did this, I did that. You're going to say, I never even knew you. Depart from me, and you're a worker of iniquity. That's what he's going to say. So these are the code of ethics. All right? You're going to give me Colossians 4:1. All right? These are the code of ethics. I'm not going to read all of them, but we're just going to go over one or two. Because we want to show that the brothers who are being taken advantage of when they go into these schools, this is why the Masharah was set up. so that we can network and communicate. You cannot, if you're a master or if you're a bishop over a school, if you're a commander over a school or a captain or a leader or elder, you cannot mistreat the congregation. You cannot mistreat the woman. You cannot mistreat the brothers, the family. You cannot do that. Because the Masharah is mad at us. Now you're going to call yourself an elder and you're going to get yourself to school and then mistreat the people that come in. Okay? The Most High would destroy you and that school. Okay? And some of these schools are in the process of being destroyed. Okay? Brothers and sisters are leaving these schools one by one. Some of these schools, brothers are leaving by the hundreds. Okay? So, and they're coming to other schools now. Okay? And you know the Most High directs you to wherever He wants you to go. Okay? The Most High, that's why we always say to brothers, ask the Most High. If the Most High want you to come into the Masharah, Yasharala, ask the Most High if it's the right thing. That's why the brother said, pray more. Ask Yahweh and He will show you. Because Yahweh will show you He's real. The spirit of a Mashiach is real. And you can only serve the Most High in spirit and in truth. Okay? Read that, brother. Colossians 4:1. 4:1. Correct. Read.
Furthermore, then we beseech you, brethren, and exhort you by the Lord Yahweh HaMashiach, that as ye have received of us, how ye ought to walk and to please.
You got Thessalonians, Colossians 4:1. All right. Focus here. Okay. One more time.
Masters, give unto your servants that which is just.
See? That which is just. You're a master, meaning if you're a leader of a camp, over a school, an elder, or a bishop, give the people in your congregation that which is just and equal. Equal. Well, how is a man who may have millions of dollars, this is what we hear, and go come into your school and give a donation, next thing you know, the masters take everything and it's not spreading it equally for the congregation and for the school itself. Come? That's how it should be done. Read that again, that's important.
Masters, give unto your servants that which is just and equal, knowing that ye also have a master in heaven.
Do we know that? No, but a lot of us think that we're the master and there is no master in heaven. So you come with that pride. Okay, so this is why the Mashiach is going to destroy a lot of these schools. We need to stop this. So we got, okay, and then the other two is going to be from the Code of Ethics. But the Code of Ethics is the whole Bible. How about that, Con? It is the whole Bible. It's not just these 12. If you notice, there's 12 Code of Ethics, 12 tribes of Israel. Okay? 1 Timothy 3:1.
There is a true saying. If a man desire to offer him a bishop,
if you desire the office, what's the bishop? It's the Roman Catholic word. Okay, in the translation, it means priest. You're an elder, you're a priest, you're a leader. Okay, over the people. Oh, you're a priest. Go ahead, Go ahead.
he desires a good work.
You desire a good work. So if you say you're a leader of a school, then you're putting yourself as like a priest, an elder. You say you're a leader of a camp, you're putting yourself like that. Come? All right, go ahead.
A bishop then must be blameless.
Must be blameless. But what do we hear all these bishops? Brothers talking about these bishops. Are they blameless? No, they're taking advantage of men and the congregation. The Most High, Yahweh would not have it. That's why these men are leaving. And they're putting videos all over YouTube. Now how does that look for the whole nation? See? It puts us in that same predicament. And we had nothing to do with it. That's why we say these camps. When you curse out our people and call our women, belittle our women, and so forth, and families and brothers and sisters, all the nations look at it as the same. And so that's why they don't discriminate. Okay? So that's why when the nations look at us on the street corners of America, they say, oh, that's the Israelites. Don't they say that? They don't say, well, that's that particular school right there. They look at us all the same. So that's why the Masharah said, wait a minute, we got to do something about this. We can't have this, okay? So we got to straighten this up, and it's our duty to straighten it up. White man ain't gonna straighten it up. He don't care. He want to see you divide it up and isolate yourself and separate yourself from one another. Go ahead, up.
The husband of one wife, vigilant, sober,
This is what the Most High bishop should be like. Go ahead.
of good behavior.
Good behavior. What do we hear? There's not good behavior amongst a lot of these bishops and elders and so forth. The behavior is rotten. Okay, this is what we're saying. Okay, go ahead, up.
Given to hospitality, apt to teach.
Yeah. See, we need more hospitality. The Most High and Yasharala want to see us hospitable towards one another. Bear one another's burdens. Can we do that? Can we help one another? Because you're going to need each other these last days. Especially when Jacob's trouble comes. You're going to need one another. White folk are not going to help you no more. Okay, other nations are not going to help you no more. And other nations are trying to help their own people in these last days. So we got to begin to help ourselves build our nation up, build our military up, build our people up, build our families up, build our children up. Okay? And then Zion is the key. Because the Most High said, what? 2 from a family. 2 from a city, 1 from a family, and I shall bring thee to what? Zion. That's what he said. He will bring you to Zion. That's how he's waking us.
Not greedy, a filthy lucre.
Filthy good, not greedy. So the brother comes in with a donation, thousands of dollars. Okay? What are these bishops and elders are doing? They go down there and take the money themselves. And that's the brothers are buying houses and all cars and all kinds of things. That's evil and that's wicked. That's why in Micah, get that parts out, Micah 3:11. These priests and these elders over the cash divine for money. Filthy lucre. And that's why the Most High is destroying it. But it makes us all look bad. All of us. Read that.
Micah 3:11. The heads thereof judge for reward, and the priests thereof teach for hire, and the prophets thereof divine for money.
For money, see? And you heard about it, and you know we're talking about it too. And you heard about it. Well, it's got to stop because Yahweh is angry. He gonna start. He said, judgment gonna beget the house of Israel. He gonna start killing brothers after a while. Just because you're in the truth don't mean you're protected. Yahweh gonna kill the ones who know the truth. That's right. So we better wake up and stop abusing the congregation. And brothers, take care of your wives. Wives, take care of your husbands. And then the husbands and the wives, take care of your families. That's what you need to do. In the Yahweh side. That's what he called for. Okay, that's it on that. Leviticus 19:11. Real fast. One more after that, and that's it. Leviticus 19:11. But the code of ethics is important because they're ethical principles. They show you what Yahweh taught us how to become more righteous and on the next level. Okay, go ahead.
Leviticus 19:11. Ye shall not steal, neither deal falsely, neither lie one to another.
That's one of the codes of ethics.
That's right.
Don't deal falsely. What are we hearing on YouTube and all that? Brothers are dealing falsely with one another. And robbing brothers. Okay? If a brother come into your school or camp, and you're a bishop or an elder, let that brother be. The Spirit will show him when to give and when to donate. Understand? Yeah, we ask for donations, and you know, if it's school in righteousness, and if it's an Israelite camp doing the work of Yahweh, then they would just ask for the donation, they would just ask for the tithe or whatever it is, offering, and then that's it. You don't ask the man to buy you a house. That's not what it's for. It's to build up the nation of Israel and for the congregation. And maybe if you have a school, Israelite school, to pay the bills of the school and so forth. Go ahead, Al. Was that it? Okay. And jump down to the 17th verse.
Leviticus 19:17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
There's not enough love. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart, meaning despise him, and pretty much for almost no reason. Okay? I can't walk to some of these schools, Israelite camps, and say, Shalom, we go into their school. They'll lock me out. They'll shut the door in my face. This is what we hear. But that should not be so in Yahweh shop. We got to clean it up. Go ahead.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor, and not suffer sin upon him.
How about that? Not suffer sin upon one another. See, bear one another's burdens. If you find a fault with a man, go to him one-on-one to the side. Because you just might change him. Change him in the spirit of Hamashiach to do the right thing. And then the Lord looks upon you and says, okay, you saved that man from sinning. Then the Most High rewards you. And this is one of the codes of ethics, hold it up high. Also, in John 13:34, it's down here, code 11. John 13:34, read.
John 13:34. A new commandment I give unto you.
A new commandment, Yahweh shall give unto us. Go on.
That ye love one another.
Why is that new? Is that really a new commandment? But when Yahweh Shai brought it to us, he said a new commandment because we weren't following the command that we just read in Leviticus. There was no love there. There's no love. There was no love then. There's no love now amongst one another. Don't you know that that's the next level we got to come on? The Mashiach Yahweh Shai. He showed us how to love one another when he washed the disciples' feet. And how to help one another, how to bear one another's burdens. He showed us that, and we're not doing that. See? But so you may know all the scriptures, you may know all history, but that don't mean this is why you don't have love for your neighbor. And for brothers and sisters.
As I, words of Yahweh, as I have loved you, that ye also love one another.
That's the level we got to come on. The Mashiach Yahweh said, that is a command. A commandment. That's one of the laws. That brother said he bring up the commandments. All right. Listen to the brother over the Torah. Bring up the laws. But the gospel, Yahweh Shai gave us commands too. And he said to love one another. Did he say how is the world and the nations going to know that we're Yahweh Shai's people? When we begin to do what? Love one another. And we're not, that's why they call us niggas, because we don't say don't love one another. Niggas and spits and all kinds of names. So we got to begin to do that on this level, brother, in Hamashiach Yahushua. Come? So, what we're going to do next, we're going to, the brother from the correspondence department, training department, he's going to call up brothers, okay, Israelite brothers who are here, and those brothers are going to have a chance to come up and speak. We're going to have the brother from Demona. They're going to come up and speak, okay? And other brothers. And I'm going to say this. I thank the Most High Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. We see all the brothers and sisters here. Okay, so why we didn't expect as many brothers and sisters. Okay, we didn't expect. All right, so we had to, even for the food, we had to go get some more food. All right, but nevertheless, it's Yahweh Shai. Come. Yahweh Shai brought you here. For whatever reason, Yahweh Shai brought you here. You're here. All right, you sacrificed to come here. And it's a beautiful thing in the spirit of Mashiach Yahweh Shai. All right, so we're going to go on this next level. We got Mephathua, and he's going to call the different brothers who are going to come up and speak. Okay?
All right, give him a round of applause. Yeah, I just want to continue where Barak left off. We're not perfect. Just remember that we're not perfect. You understand? The scripture said the righteous fall 7 times. But when the righteous fall, the thing what the Most High might is when he rise again. You understand? So for brothers who trespassing against the children of God, because if you want to school out the people in here, those are not your people. Those are the Most High people. You understand me? We just also summit here. You're not ours. You're the children of God. You understand me? So we have to just remember that. But as Barak said, it's a lot of brothers and sisters here. So the first brother, we have an officers council. We have Crack Desire. We have our Shai. Just stand up here briefly. We have the Zakari Gorilla Hebrew. What is it? Yatanan. And we have these brothers, so we're going to bring them up in second. You understand me? To say something, but who we're going to give the honor to, we're going to give our elder. We're going to invite him. He's in the truth from I wasn't born here. You understand me? So we're going we get this building through them. As a brother mentioned earlier, there was a brother in Israel. He said he was coming here to do a sit-down with some Moors and all that. So he invited us, but he invited Daniela too. He invited Masharah too. I'm putting y'all on the spot now. They never showed up, but we was there and then we talked about the summit and the brother said, we have a facility in Atlanta where y'all can use. So now when we come here, we meet the elder who's in charge, so we're going to bring them up. Come up, my brothers. Yeah, from the border.
Shavuot. Shalom, shalom. How's everybody feeling? How's everybody feeling? That's what I'm talking about. Like lion. Yeah. You look good out there. I want to say that. You look real good and strong. I am Crown Brother El Kadane, or to El Kadane, and I want to first of all welcome you, and we're so happy to be able to fellowship with you and for you to come and visit, and we want you to come back, and we want to continue to work together and be together with you. So hallelujah. Hallelujah. I have the honor of bringing forth one who has taught me. Yes. And I want to take just a moment to let you know that I'm blessed for him to be in my presence. He has been taught by Ben Ami and Prince Shalia. These are the two people that helped to establish this that you are witnessing. And he is also a member of the Holy Council of Jerusalem. And it goes without saying that in his presence, he speaks on behalf of the Holy One of Israel, because the Spirit resides in him through Ben Ami. So without any further ado, I'm going to ask that you all give a round of applause for Prince Ram Ben Yehuda. Hallelujah.
Y'all are these wonderful Israelites. All around the walls. It's just a great feeling to see us coming home together. That's right. Koto Kolakabod, Yahweh Israel, Adanenu Rabbeinu HaMashiach Ben-Ami, Nisikim, Sarim, Akirim, Kol Kasadim, the molecule hell. Shalom, shalom. Shalom. Welcome. As we say in Hebrew, Baruch Haba, blessed be your coming. I'm so happy to see you here tonight. You all look great. And I've been in the nation since 1970. It's great to see us coming together. Let's give a round of applause. As we say in Demona, Yakai, Yakai, Benami Kai, Billy Benu. I've been here in Atlanta since 1984, and I've never seen us come together like this. It's a new day, Saint. It's a new day. I was just thinking, I've been blessed going in the land of Israel, coming out of the land of Israel. I've been blessed by Yah. I've crossed the Atlantic Ocean, the Mediterranean Sea, over 150 times. But I've never seen this day like Standing in the name of Yah, I've been in 4 Israeli jails. Oh yeah. Speak up. Speak up. I've been in maximum prison for 10 months in Israel. But I was standing for this great cause. That's right. I was in jail with terrorists, as they call them. I was in jail with the Japanese that went into Lud Airport and shot up the people in 1972. But Yah didn't let anyone hurt us. And we were able to tell the jailers, we're not in jail. You can't lock up what's in us from Yah. You might have this body in jail, but you can't lock up this Holy Spirit. That's right. So, not going to take a lot of time. I appreciate the leadership presenting me with an opportunity to say a few words to you. But this is family. This is family. And those of you that will be in Israel for New World Passover this May, I pray to see you when you come home. And our arms are open like wide. That's right. Because we're so happy to see you come in fellowship. And this is your facility. Anytime you need it, let us know. It's here for you. We don't have to go downtown. We don't have to go out north to Jeju or nowhere else. This is ours. We stay as long as we want. This is our facility. Good. I want to leave a message with each and every one of you from His Excellency Ben-Ami in Israel. Quote, God-inspired men and women must now seize and control the power to define. It is time for them to take their rightful place in the new world as the definers, designers, and interpreters of ideas and conditions that will be used to teach, govern, and guide the new world to salvation, destroying the lies, distortion, and influence of the old one. we are waiting on you to come and help us.
That's right. That's right.
Because we have the Edenic land waiting for us. And we're going to need your help to go forth and seize and control the power to define. That's what time it is.
Absolutely.
That's our purpose. All the lies and distortions and all of that, we have to correct it. We in this room are the ones to correct it.
That's right.
As a family. That's why we need all the help we can get. We need all the help we can get.
That's right.
So I wanted to share that with you. And my question is, how do you seize and control the power to define? And the way you do that is by teaching the truth. Thank you.
So as we said, from one government to the next government, we're going to show respect. Can? Because we in Masharah, Yasharala, you have the Maccabee here, you have House of Israel here, you have Kazakia down there, you have the Zakari, all of this whole west side. From one government to the other, it's just phenomenal. This brother in the truth from 1970, right? You understand me? He lived his legacy. He's been in Israeli prison. We did stop a couple of times. 9 hours, that's 10 months. You understand me? So it's time for us in the Mashiach to live our legacy. Can? So we just want to give him a round of applause again.
Y'all gotta remember that they have 50 years in the land, all right? They have a type of established government, the Hebrew village. Come? So whatever knowledge and wisdom the Most High bestowed upon them the last 50 years in Israel. Come? And whatever knowledge and wisdom the Most High bestowed upon us in Yahushua over here, we're going to try to bring it together and build it as one. Come? That's what the Most High wants to see us do. Now, Masharah said each government, but we got to come together as one government under Hamashiach Yahushua. Come? That's how it's going to be done. Okay? We ain't going to have many governments. It's going to be one under Hamashiach Yahushua.
That's right.
Yeah, and I know you mentioned Benjamin name. We over here, we have something different in common. But for us, when we go to Israel, and I'm going to make free, your turn up free. It was these brothers who gave us the first message at the first summit. Because a lot of brothers don't understand. Like, as we mentioned, the code of ethics, Masharah did a lot of work on it. Where's Masharah? See? And with the name Masharah, the first 3 summits was just a summit. The name Masharah comes from Parzah. We did 1 flag, and I think a orange was in there. It was the next council. The flags come from the Ohio base camp at that same time too. So it's not us just dictating everything. You understand me? So when the brothers have come at the first summit, we said, come and offer what you have to offer. And then these brothers come up and say, listen man, the city of David's still there. Mount Zion is not the fake Jerusalem. And then at the same time, we have the General Yasharala over there.
That's right.
I have my own opinion like that, but if I can see it. He was at the first summit too. So when he was at the first summit, at that same time he was battling with Polite. So Polite said, bro, you say Israelite never go to Israel. And then we go in the first summit with that, and then we said, we had these brothers come and say, that wall where you see white people, that's not it. So we said, let's go and prove it. And we did go and prove it. And it was phenomenal. But just to touch on what the brother said again, when we went to Demona, We went there, we was looking for Shantytown because we was taught that the Mona is nuclear missile and all this stuff. Right. When we go there, we never see that. I come back to Brooklyn, New York, and I Google, where's the nearest nuclear plant to Brooklyn? I see one upstate New York, I see one in Jersey. I said, damn, the one in Jersey is more closer to my house than the Mona, from the village of the Mona to the one in Israel. Right. I was like, okay. But when we go there to the Mona, they love what we get. I never see that in Israel no time ago. And when we go there, the brothers then put us to the test. They tell us plain, they see Benjamin as him, as what they see him as. So they said, we have our council of 22 men. Let's sit down and discuss it. At the time, Barack wanted to go into it. I said, no. It was 4 to 5 of us. We said 4 to 5 of us sit down with 22-member council. It's a big disadvantage. So from then, the brothers are telling us we're willing to sit and talk. So that's what the Masharah Yasharala is about. We can sit and we can talk about all that. It's not them, it's we. We have to get that man, the leaders of these different camps, to go and sit down with our brothers and discuss that topic. So now I'm going to ask Free to come up here. And this brother is in Zion too. You're coming up here to get your farmer? Yeah, so Free was the one, you have a different perspective of Israel. So as we said, it's different government, so it's different brothers giving their opinion, and they actually prove certain things. This brother been in Egypt jail too. You understand me? He's a long history about him, so we give him a couple of minutes. So go ahead, my brother. Sorry, after, right?
Told me 15, man. So I know you're man.
I said a couple of minutes, so go ahead.
Hallelujah. 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 Israel, you are surely a threat. You are a threat. When I look out here, I see a threat. And it makes me wonder. I see why they want to kill us. I see why they want to kill us. What I want to do, I talked to Joshua. I said, well, man, you know, Mathatha, the brother, wanted me to come and speak. And I said, I really don't know what to say. He said, well, speak from your heart. Speak from your heart. I think this is my third summit. I think I was, yeah. Let me tell you about my brother Joshua. Joshua was what we consider him the first watchman upon Mount Zion. For years he was crying out, Orion. He's a 6th generation Hebrew. This is my teacher. When he came to Israel, he came there on assumption to visit, but he ended up staying. The Most High called him to stay and actually translate what is called Mount Zion, Telerad today. The Jewish people, they couldn't read what we call Paleo-Hebrew, but because he was considered a native or one of the 5 civilized Native Americans, he had been taught to understand and read that. And when he went there, he translated and they kept him there. Eventually, I came there. I was introduced to him through a brother when I was living in Egypt. I went to Egypt to research and study in 2009. I went to see the walls. I needed to see it for myself. My cousin was there with me at that particular time. He's actually one of the first persons who went out there, and I came after. And we stayed there 8-9 years. Eventually, when he introduced me to this guy named Joshua Mariel, not him, but another brother, I was like, this crazy old man, let me go out there and see what he's talking about. But when I got there, he proved everything that I thought I knew. I was off. I was totally off. And so I learned and I studied. And eventually, I understood that this was the real Jerusalem. The 5 cities, Uzzah, Ariel, Arad, Judah, and Mount Zion. We made the call from Mount Zion. He made the call. I made the call. But nobody listened. These brothers did. So I want to go over and show you exactly what I was understood. I hope that you're able to understand and see what got me coming in. These brothers. And when I first met these brothers, right, I know they was like, who is this Negro coming here? But I told them, I said, the Most High sent me. And when I told them, I said, the Most High is going to use you, brothers. I seen it. I've been to other camps. Everybody shut their door. I spent a little time. You might tell you how I know this is real. I went back to Egypt because
I was one of the brothers amongst my cousins to telling people to come out there. I was wrong. I was telling them to come to the wrong place. In the midst of that, I got locked up. They put me in prison. Not once, twice. I was in prison twice out there. And when the FBI, their former FBI, came to me, right? He slid a picture over. That's you? Yeah, it looked like me. He said, we know what you're doing. We've been watching you. We see everything you're doing there. I said, okay. Let's sit down and talk. And I explained to him, I said, yeah, we are the children of Israel. We are Bani Israel. Because I knew in their Quran, they understood the difference between Yahudi and the sons of Jacob. Right? And to them, we're considered Muslims. I said, yeah, we're Muslims. We're the true Muslims. We're the ones who are the true teachers of you. So eventually, they didn't mean to let me go. They actually made a mistake of letting me out. They called my wife once I got to Jordan. That's a whole other story. And they called my wife. I'm like, damn. I was like, remember the belly? They said, excellent. Well, nigga, how you get this number? That's what I said to her. They called my wife. I said, damn, they got your number. She said, yeah, they on the phone with me. They called. I said, to talk to her. She said, they asked her, where the rest of the Hebrews at? She said, where's your husband at? She said, y'all let him go. He was quiet. So we knew then they didn't mean to let me go. Then, later I heard from my brother Joshua, his wife, say, Mr. Elder here. So I'm going to show you what I learned, and I hopefully get to enable you to move. Now, anybody from Demona, right, you know, if you see this amount of brothers in a ride, that's going to scare the heck out of you. Absolutely. Am I lying? Absolutely. Oh, yeah. This is a threat. And the only way we're going to get out of this captivity, I'm going to show you according to the word of the Most High. Not my word. Go ahead. Give me 2 Chronicles chapter 7, start at 13. Yo. 2 Chronicles 7 and 13.
2 Chronicles 7 and 13.
Now these are basic instructions. When our mother told us to come home after school, she meant come home. Don't go to the next building where your uncle stay at. Come home. When you came home and you went to your uncle's house after school, what would happen? You get in trouble, right? Because you didn't follow her instructions. So let's see what the Most High said in his instructions. Read.
When I shut up heavens, and there is no rain, or command the locusts to devour the land, or send pestilence among my people.
So we know all this is happening right now. There's the rain. Now the rain is beginning because, as Kohan said, we start to return. You should have seen what happened last tabernacle. The grass is becoming greener. Waters are returning. I know some of y'all seen the waters are returning to the desert. It didn't happen before. Ask the Jewish people. Ask some of our people in Demona. It didn't happen. But 5 years ago, all this began when we proclaimed to call our people back to return to Mount Zion. Go ahead, read.
If my people who call my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face.
Stop right there. So most of us, we read this, a lot of cats there stop right there. It says what? To do what?
And pray and seek my face.
And seek his face. So we think we're doing it right now. We do it all in our best canal. We do it all in our city. But that's not what the Most High instructions say to do. Read.
And turn from their wicked ways.
Go on.
Then will I hear from heaven.
Go on.
And will forgive their sin and heal their land.
And do what?
And heal their land.
And heal their land. Read.
Now my eyes will be open and my ears attentive to the prayer made in this place.
So now, when this was read, and this was talking about, he was talking about Jerusalem. He wasn't talking about America. He wasn't talking about Europe. He was talking about America. This is what he was speaking of. He was on Mount Zion, and there's a difference. Most people think the temple was on Mount Zion. The temple was on Mount Moriah. Go ahead, read.
For now I have chosen and sanctified this house.
Sanctify what?
This house.
This house. Go ahead.
That my name may be there forever.
So he's not talking about a people. He's talking about a place. Go ahead. How long is it going to be there?
There forever.
Forever. So when the Most High say forever, do he mean 2018? Of course he does. Go ahead, read.
And my eyes and my heart will be there perpetually.
Read.
As for you.
As for who?
As for you.
As for you, Israelites. Read.
If you walk before me as your father David walked, and do according to all that I have commanded you.
Come on.
And if you keep my statutes.
Keep my what?
Keep my statutes.
This is what this is talking about. This is a statute that was established by the Most High David. Go ahead, read.
And my judgment.
Come on.
Then will I establish the throne of your kingdom.
So in order to get our throne back, we got to go and pray. Now, I'm not saying the Most High says he don't hear our prayers outside of Israel, but these are instructions that tell us to come to Mount Zion and pray. Let's look at Hezekiah. Let's go about 300 years later. Give me 2 Chronicles chapter 30. And all through the culture, this is what we're talking about. There's a difference between religious and culture. Culturally, the children of Israel, every opportunity they got, the first place they ran to was Mount Zion to pray to the God of Israel, seek supplications to bring them out of the captivity. That's the first place they went to. When David established the tabernacle in Mount Zion, it was a wrap. That was the only place that the children of Israel were to come to keep the feast day. Before that, yeah, we went to Gilgal. We did our first Passover in Egypt. But it was a wrap after what David did. That's why we read these statutes. And we're going to see it all throughout the culture. Not religion, culture. If we claim to be the Israelites, we don't have a religion, we have a culture.
That's right.
We have a lifestyle. We have foot to follow. 2 Chronicles chapter 30. Read. Verse 1.
2 Chronicles 30 and 1. And Hezekiah sent to all Israel and Yehuda, and also wrote letters to Ephraim and Manasseh, that they should come to the house of the Lord at Jerusalem, and keep the Passover of the Lord Yahweh of Israel. For the king and his leaders and all the assembly in Jerusalem had agreed to keep Pesach in the second month.
So now, they're like, well, y'all ain't Hezekiah. Well, if you read chapter 6, 2 Chronicles, he said, if some of you come, if one of you come, if a Gentile come on your behalf to Mount Zion and pray on your behalf, I'll bring you back. Let's see what these instructions say. These are basic instructions, and that's what we're trying to show and teach the brothers. We're not a camp. We're a bunch of men that ascended upon Mount Zion from across the four corners of the earth. Go ahead, read.
Verse 3. For they could not keep it at the regular time.
Read.
Because of a sufficient number of priests and had not consecrated themselves.
So at that time, the priests, they couldn't keep it in the first month because the priests didn't cleanse themselves. And you're going to find out some of the people didn't either. Continue reading.
Nor had the people gathered together at Jerusalem.
Read.
And the matter pleased the king and all the assemblies.
Come on.
So they resolved to make a proclamation throughout all Israel.
So now, the letters went through all Israel at this particular time. Today, we have social media. The videos, you see us out there standing talking about return to Mount Zion to keep the feast as it is written. Because we understand this is our way out of captivity. This is how our brothers. We're still prisoners. I'm still a prisoner of war. Go ahead, read.
From Beersheba to Dan, that they should keep Pesach LeYahweh HaYisrael at Jerusalem.
And where?
At Jerusalem.
In Jerusalem. So we're talking 300-400 years after David established this statute. Go ahead, read.
Since they had not done it for a long time in the prescribed manner.
So as it was written, they hadn't done it then in a long time. It's the same thing. Now we're starting to keep the feast as it was written. But we don't take the priestly orders because then we're going beyond our duties. We do as it was written for the people. And most covenants say, well, how can you keep the Passover and the feast? Well, I'll go right back to the Hamashiach when he was taught Matthew 5:17, when he says, think not that I come to destroy the Torah. I come not to destroy the Torah, right? But then who was he talking to? He had an audience. Because at that time, some of our people wasn't keeping the Pesach. He said, well, was our forefathers keeping Passover? Was there a priesthood in Egypt? No, it was not. He had a soldier order. That came afterwards. So the Mashiach brought it right back to the beginning. Continue reading.
Verse 6. Then the runners went throughout all Israel and Yehuda.
Come on.
With the letters from the king and his leaders.
So this is the same thing. This is the documentary. This is the information saying return to Zion. Go ahead, read.
And spoke according to the command of the king.
Read.
Bnei Israel, return to Yahweh of Abraham.
So it says return. The same thing we just read. Return where? Return to Jerusalem. Read.
Yitzchak and Yisrael. Then he will return to the remnant of you who
So
have
hold
escaped.
on. So the Mosai says, if you come back and return here in Jerusalem, keep the feast as it is written, then he's going to return the remnant of our people that's out in the world, in the captivity. That's the promise. Only thing we can do is hold him to his word. That's that simple. We haven't tried that. As a nation of people, none of us tried that, but now we're doing it. And you have the right, when you come up to Mount Zion and say, you said, if we come back and keep the feast, that you'll return our brothers. You have the right to hold the Most High to his word because that's his word. Go ahead, read.
And do not like your fathers,
come on,
and your brethren,
read,
who trespassed against Yahweh of their fathers, so that he gave them up to desolation, as you see.
Read.
Do not be stiff-necked.
Do not be what?
Do not be stiff-necked.
Don't be stiff-necked. Do not be stiff-necked, Israel. You are a threat. Imagine this. I'm imagining you in Rod. I'm imagining you in Tel Arad. I'm imagining you in Dimona. You are a threat. If we say we're going to take the kingdom, we got to go to the front line of the war. And that spiritual war is taking Mount Zion. That's where we're going to get the land back. We can't do it from here. You can't, even the Edomites, even the Gentiles, when they bomb, they always bomb in other countries, but they always have foots on the, what do you call it, boots on the ground. Boots on the ground. They have boots on the ground there. Somebody's there. Go ahead, read.
Now, do not be stiff-necked,
Come on.
as your fathers were.
Read.
But yield yourselves to Yahweh.
Submit, Negroes. Submit yourself, Israel, to the Torah as it was written. Come on, read.
And enter his sanctuary.
Enter where?
Enter his sanctuary.
The sanctuary is in Mount Zion, not in Solomon's temple. We show you all of this. We can prove everything we say. We want Torah as it is written in Jerusalem. And I'm not talking about Amorite Jerusalem. I'm talking about Jebusite Jerusalem in the Negev. Go ahead, read.
Which he has sanctified forever.
How long?
Forever.
How long?
Forever.
Forever, Israel. Come on.
And serve Yahweh Eloheinu, that the fierceness of his wrath may turn away from you.
Go ahead.
For if you return to Yahweh.
If you what?
If you return to Yahweh.
If you return to him in Jerusalem of the Jebusites, what's going to happen?
Your brethren and your children will be treated with compassion.
Come on.
By those who led them captive.
So the enemies, our enemies led us captive. So the Most High just made a statement. If you return, he's going to make sure that the enemies that brought you back over, he's going to bring you back home in your land. Those who couldn't escape. I'm one of those who escaped. I got a passport. This is no different. You know? Go ahead, read.
So that they may come back to this land.
So they do what?
So that they may come back to this land.
So Israel, if you want to come back home, you have to return to Zion. Hold up, keep going, read. I'm almost done now.
For Yahweh Eloheinu is gracious and merciful, and will not turn his face from you.
Come on.
If you return to him.
If you return to the Master in Mount Zion, he promised he will not turn his face from you. That's on you to have faith, the faith of the God of Israel. Everybody can't go, but some of you can. Go ahead, read.
Nevertheless.
Nevertheless, read.
Some of Asher, Manasseh, Zebulun humbled themselves.
They did what?
Humbled themselves.
They humbled themselves. You have to come over there with a meek and a humble spirit. Otherwise, you might as well stay here. I'm not telling you come over there and curse the Edomites out. That's not the commandment. That's not the instruction. The instructions is for you to come over there, humble yourself, keep the feast as it is written, and pray to the God of Israel. That's it. That's all he's asking of you. And it's working. I'm a witness to it. Go ahead, read.
And came to Jerusalem.
Come on.
Also the hand of Yahweh was upon Yehuda to give them singleness of heart, to obey the command of the king and the leaders.
Read.
At the word of Yahweh.
Read.
Now many people, a very great assembly, gathered at Jerusalem to keep the feast of unleavened bread.
Read.
In the second month.
Read.
They arose and took away the altars that were in Jerusalem, And they took away all the incense altars and cast them into the brook.
So if you keep on reading, understand, it says that some of them laughed and mocked them at that time, and they're doing the same thing to us today. So I'm asking you to seek the Most High face of Zion. If you want to take the war to your enemy, then you need to come home and take it. That's front line of the war. That's the real war out here. That's the real. That's where the soldiers going to show up. So I want to say peace and beloved to my brothers who watching and our people that in Palestine. Our brothers, we have a community in Hebron that's there, that's being built in another community outside the suburb of Bethlehem, Ephraim, in a little small village called Yasharala. So we give all praise to the Most High. Hallelujah! 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 As I said, brothers and sisters, to take whatever you hear here and go and investigate it. You understand me? Because these brothers, they show us the gate, Benjamin Gate. He was the one to do it. And I don't agree 100% with everything that he said, but I believe as a nation of people, we all should make pilgrim back to Zion. And what he said, if they see us like, just imagine those crackers see us like this walking through the airport. You ever watch that movie Matrix, The Matrix Part 1? When Neo was going in and when they said, what's your jacket? And when he showed them all those guns, and the police them like, just imagine I see all of us going through that airport and tell us, what do you think will happen? But as the scripture said, the saints shall come marching in. And the next scripture says, the saints shall take the kingdom.
That's right.
Right? But rock reading today, they said the saints can come with what? A two-edged sword. You understand me? So we have to look towards Zion. Our salvation is in the east. Con? So I'm going to call up the next brother, More. Short period of time. And these brothers are meeting in Israel the last trip we went on there. And I know some of you brothers are going to call up and ask. Some of you asked me too about the child molestation in Israel at the time. When I keep the counsel, he was there as a witness. Can absolutely discuss all that. We know the reading for it. We know here it was encouraging to them to go back and plan a summit in Israel. You understand me? So you can give some information on it, and it is just love in the community. As we said, they're waiting for us over there. You understand me? We all think we come up with this truth, it was a hedge, but when you go over there, you see that we was the one who was pulling back. Because you have many of our elders went to Israel, Ariah went, Yeshaya went, but they went to Tel Aviv. So you go into a place where Israelites is and you don't go visit Israelites. You understand me? So now these brothers over there, you go over there, visit or show up. As he said, visit the village of peace. So I'm giving a couple minutes to speak.
Absolutely, I will take only a couple. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Who got next? We got next. I don't believe you. Who got next? We got next. That's what I'm talking about. Good. Once again, I say Shabbat shalom. I am Maury Nuriyahu Bentley. I am a member of what is called the New World Redemptive Scholarship Body of the African Hebrew Israelites of Jerusalem. Now you say, now what on earth is that? It's very simple. Actually, it's very simple. From the vantage point of our people being in the land of Israel, celebrating this year 50 years of Israelite return to the land of Israel. That's what I'm talking about. As a member of the New World Redemptive Scholarship Body, I'm a representative of that body. I was just sent to America because my family just moved to Israel and we were just sent back here for this assignment. So I bring you greetings from your brothers and sisters in the land of Israel. Let me say that again. In the land of Israel. The Israel that many of you right now only imagine from the vantage point of chapter and verse, but the Israel that you have to put your eyes on. Did you hear what I said? You said you got next, right? So if you got next, help me understand then this one simple question. If Genesis 15, 12 through 21, relative to a 400-year captivity ending in 2019, which some say began in 1619, how do you have next in the land of your enemies then? I'm not speaking Hebrew. Let me speak it again in English. How do you have next in your enemy's land? Scripture says in Leviticus 26, and the land of your enemies was going to eat you up. Do you bear witness that the land of the heathen has been eating us up? This is why you can now interact with brothers and sisters who say they used to be Hebrew Israelites. That's an indication of the power of the land of the heathens. And I always say this to my brothers and sisters. It's a very simple thing. Look in the faces of your children. Don't trip as you send your children out daily to season to be taught. When your children come back to the house and they're Romans, it is Caesar's job to turn your children into Romans. Did you hear what I said? We're going to Jeremiah 51:5. It's very simple. I have a statement to read from the Holy Council of the African Hebrew Israelites at Jerusalem. I am the emissary, if you will, or the emissary of the New World Redemptive Scholarship Body. But I want you to hear something first so we can put this in context. Because I'm not standing here trying to convince you that you need to go any place called the land of Israel. You need to ask yourself, how do you fundamentally resolve the issue of desiring to remain in your enemy's land as a Hebrew, as an Israelite? How do you resolve that issue? We were sent here to be punished. Would you agree? Okay. Now, a lot of schools of thought in here relative to when it's time, scripturally, to return to Israel, right? Are we properly reading the prophetic handwriting on the wall? I don't care what you believe, because what you do is indicative of what you actually believe or don't believe. You understand? So, priest Kahan, if I can shout my brother with you. Jeremiah 51, verse 5. Watch this.
Jeremiah 51, verse 5. But Israel have not been forsaken, nor Yahweh of his power, of the Most High host, though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel.
Did you hear my brother who came up before me? The land that was once cursed and spat you out, the blessings now have been restored to your land. And what was once desolate is growing. What was once desert has flowing rivers and streams in it.
That's right.
Did you hear what I said? Don't believe me as the representative of the leadership council who were there. Because I just saw two of my brothers over in that land. That's where we met. Am I right? Okay? So Israel has not been forsaken. Or Judah, right? So we are a reflection of Yah having mercy on us. Would you agree? Let's go to this next verse. Go to verse 9.
Jeremiah 51, verse 9.
Watch this though.
We would have been healed.
No, read that again, please.
We would have healed Babylon.
Wait a minute. You mean to tell me in the state of restoration, since we've been blessed with the restoration of the knowledge of who we are as the true children of Israel, Negroes who call themselves Israelites want to heal Babylon? Kind of quiet on that piece. How many of y'all actually believe that the United States is Babylon the Great? If you believe that, then you believe that she's going to be destroyed. So why would Israelites want to heal what's going to be destroyed? Something don't sound right. Read the whole verse, priest. Because he's talking about you in this time frame. But you don't believe that. Watch this. Go ahead.
We would have healed Babylon.
We would have healed Babylon.
But she is not healed.
Because Yah got to deal with this harm. This land is soaked with the blood of your forefathers and mothers and the indigenous peoples. There is no reparations, nothing that's going to restore this land to any place of innocence. It's got to be burnt. The problem is it gonna be burnt with you here. I understand that, my brother. I might not know a lot of paleo, but I know that was nope. Start that again, priest. I'm not going to interrupt you this time. Verse 9, y'all. He hadn't forgotten Israel and Judah, right? But Israel and Judah still. But we want to heal Babylon. Go ahead.
We would have healed Babylon, but she is not here.
So what does Josh say y'all got to do then? He go,
forsake her.
Do what?
Forsake her.
Let her go. Let the hoe go. I know it's the Shabbat day. I can say hold on the Shabbat day, man. In context. All right, I just want to keep it simple. It's like that nigga just cussed. It's the Shabbat day. Okay. Go ahead.
And let us go everyone into his own country.
Wait. So when everybody goes back to the land of their forefathers, where you gonna go? I know it ain't time to go yet, right? Say it to me. Why would you think it's not time to leave Babylon the Great? But you tell everybody and their mama, she gonna be destroyed. You tell me then, when is it time to leave her? If now is not the time. Now understand what I'm saying. I'm saying in context. I'm not saying the entire nation of Israel is supposed to be in the land of Israel right now. Our jurisdictional leader, Nasty Brown, came up and mentioned two words: Edenic lands. That's right. Now I am an old school hip-hop aficionado, and I love me some X-Plans. Like what? Huh? Brother Jay, what you say? Huh? Africa, very African. Like what? Y'all remember that? Bring it out. Huh? Right. Oh, yeah, straight up. That being said, would you believe if I told you that there are hundreds of thousands of Israelites in mainland Africa that need your help right now? Right now. Somebody lied to us 30, 40 years ago and taught us, I'm an Israelite from Chicago, that all Israelites were out of Africa. That's a lie. That's a lie. You got tons of Israelites in mainland Africa that need your help. Now, I'm going to go someplace. Y'all say y'all believe that Yahushua is Hamashiach. Go If that be the case, what were his final instructions to the body, the brothers that he taught for 3.5 years? Was it go ye out into the world? No. Was it go ye out into the world? No. Oh, it wasn't. So what Matthew are y'all reading?
Go to all nations.
Okay. So now, is the responsibility of the body of the Hamashiach to remain only in the lands of their enemies when the rest of the world needs the gospel? If you're supposed to be the light of the world and you want to remain in your enemy's land, how in the hell is the rest of the world going to be woke up and ready for his return? Yeah, I can read everything through Matthew to Revelation in Hebrew and Greek. You can't pimp that on me. If you're truly a believer, I'm sorry. Philip met the Ethiopian eunuch as the Ethiopian eunuch was on his way to Jerusalem, but Philip was on his way out of Israel. Don't play with me. I read it. So, let's go if we could. Yeah, finish this now.
For her judgment reaches unto heaven,
yes,
and is lifted up even to the skies.
All right. Let me now read in your hearing. This has been again sanctioned by the Holy Council. The Holy Council is what's called the scheme of the princes. They are the first level of leadership that leads the nation. Again, the nation we refer to is simply a segment of the children of Israel that have been blessed to return to the land of Israel. And many of us are a part of what's called jurisdictions out here in the States or elsewhere where there is African Hebrew Israelite authority. Some of the faces of that leadership group is back there, but you can't see them all. Nancy Brown is a member of the Holy Council. First, giving all honor and praises to the Holy One of Israel, the God of truth, and to all his anointed servants engaged in the struggle for righteousness, peace, justice, mercy, love, we greet you, shalom. If I could direct you all right now to that picture. I want you to look at that picture for a second. I didn't ask you to worship nothing and nobody. And especially the children of Israel, you better only worship Yah. That's right. And number one, you better serve. You see what I said? But one thing that you can't do is act like that man didn't have anything to do with the deliverance of our people with a vision that Yah gave him in 1966. Which gives you the ability right now to not just sit in this building, but when you come to Israel, for us to receive you at the highest level and give you a place to lay your head. Did y'all see it when y'all went? Y'all saw it when you went. Did it say in the book of Nehemiah chapter 9 that Yah raised up saviors to deliver the people? Come on, let's stop being spooky, y'all. We ain't Christians no more, right? I just want to make sure. The Hebrew Israelite Redemptive Leadership Summit, quote, the calling of the family for the day of the great ingathering. The African Hebrew Israelites of Jerusalem hereby announce the focus of the 2019-2020 Holy Jerusalem Writers Conference to be centered around the prophetic return of our people from the dispersion. Its timing will also coincide with and complement the swell of excitement and interest in the marking of the 400th year of the North American captivity, specifically the end of the period observed by many. Commencing in 1980, Prince Shaliach ben Yehuda convened the annual Holy Jerusalem's Writer Conference to bring together men and women from across the globe to discuss issues of critical importance for our people and planet. Let me reemphasize, men and women, men and women. You all do know that Yah also raises up, because there is an order in Israel, he also raises up women to serve his divine purpose. Did you know that? I know some of y'all are scared to clap your hands because you're leaving to it. Don't play. Tell the truth and shame who? The devil. Okay, let's go further. Since the inaugural theme of seizing the power to defy and charting the course of a new world order, we have continued to use the event as an opportunity to forge the kind of relationships required to move from thought to reality in our redemptive struggle, as is customary, to allow for maximum attendance of those who are in academia and otherwise bound to the cycles of life and network. The dates have been determined as such. December 25th this year, through January 1st, 2020, a week is the Holy Jerusalem Writers Conference. We've now, rather than acknowledging Israelite scholarship from the world, we are inviting Israelite leadership, so-called Messianic or so-called Torah Tanakh only, to come up to Israel for a summit just like this. So we can hang heads and plot the course forward, if it be the will of Yah. The question becomes, what will be your relationship with Yah by December 2019? Will you even have one? Will you have walked away from him? Let's go further. I'm winding this up. If the observance of the passing of the 400 years on the shores of North America is to have any meaningful relevance to us, it must be accompanied by sober-minded, serious dialogue and strategic planning. Otherwise, it will pass without the development and implementation of any tangible plan, even hijacked and steered towards the most implausible and absurd possibilities, wherein we will be found to be celebrating our 400-year captivity and not its end. Y'all ready to celebrate your 40-year captivity or the end of it? The end of it. All right, let's go further now. As a colleague reminded me recently, we faced 2020 with the same lamentation of Jeremiah over 2,500 years ago. The harvest is past, the summer is ended, and we are not yet saved. We will be inviting participants from across the spectrum of Hebraic awareness and consciousness and across the globe. Rather than allow the vast diversity that exists among our people to be a hindrance and stumbling block, as it often has been in the case of the past, we will approach that diversity as a great resource from which to derive the necessary blessings that we seek. In closing, said all that to say this. In the context of being a leader, we are saying, come one, come all. It doesn't matter, you all. I've been in this walk for 26 years, and I've been in a spiritual leadership capacity for 25. As of last year, I resigned my spiritual leadership role. I'm from Chicago. My congregation no longer exists because I humbled myself to the structure that the Father's currently set up in order for me to be more effective rather than have my own individual congregation with my assistant leaders and that whole thing in the land of my enemies. So now, as a member of the African Hebrew Israelites, I have support. The type of support where now we're saying, come one, come all. But as my brother said, if your issue is what you think you heard, I challenge you to come now to Dimona, sit down face to face with the leadership, and ask your sincere questions. Because as their representative, I'm here to tell you, they are ready to answer any and everything in this table. Be careful what you ask, because you might not like the answer. So on that note, I want to say, Shabbat Shalom, and I appreciate your time.
Nelson, this brother here, Maury, when we went to Israel, we had a conversation, and he told me, brothers from One West. I said, brothers from One West? Yeah, brothers from One West leave, go to Chicago 96. He hosted. He mentioned Daniela, where is he? He didn't leave it, right? Daniela is in the back. He mentioned Cartazala was there too. He mentioned Nick. Everybody knows Bishop Nathaniel, right? Hold on, come on. Y'all know Bishop, all right. Y'all know Nathan, right? He might not be a bishop, but y'all know it, right? And the country was there too. What the hell happened in Chicago? Leave it for some time. But there's a next misconception. You think everybody over there is Old Testament. That's something you'll have to find out for yourself. You have brothers over there who believe in Messianic, just like us, believing that they just have a more humble spirit. Because you brothers have to know that you are the true warriors in this nation. You brothers on the street side in America, you are that backlash. Scripture say what? You shall put your foot in the neck of the enemy. That's you brothers going to. That's right. Your legacy is done. What's your legacy? That's right. Done? So let's bring up the priest. We're soon finished, don't worry. We just have a couple more brothers. And at the year go to the deacons then. Deacon up.
This one can get out, it work. All right, all praise Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All praise Yahweh Shem Yahushua. It's beautiful. As we see on the West Coast, we game thick in here right now. I like to say this, man. We here at the Sakari, when we come to these events, and some of y'all who attended last year's summit in January, the 10th summit, 2 summits ago, we put the nation first, okay? What do we mean by we put the nation first? We showcase this on the t-shirt. We always put our camp insignia on the arm. What does that symbolize? We're putting ourselves and our personal identity as a congregation to the side and putting the nation first. And we can see here on this year's, or this summit, not this year's, this summit's camp design, we have an ephod where we have all the cities in which the summits were hosted through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. And it's beautiful. This is a milestone. So if we could, briefly, let's give Yahweh a hand for the 12th summit. Here's what you have to understand, and certain other brothers who spoke, they spoke to this. Where's Divine Prospect? Ron Divine Prospect, where you at real quick? He went outside? Beautiful, beautiful. Well, my brother Divine Prospect, he made a post the other day on Facebook that was powerful and interesting, and he was just talking about the importance of the culture, right? We have to understand we're a culture, we're a nation, we're a people. We got to stop functioning religiously, right? My camp, your camp, this doctrine, that's religion, man. They're no different than the Christian church. We're a nation, man. You be on the street talking about this ain't a religion. The religion ain't in the Bible. The Most High dealing with a nation, but you acting like a church. That's madness, man. Right? So read.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 33, verse 4. Moses commanded us a law, even the inheritance of the congregation of Jacob.
So the inheritance of the congregation of Jacob, where our culture is the Torah, is the law. It's our culture, man. Give me Psalms 119 and 163 briefly. Right? Because we got to understand, man, the Most High is dealing with a nation of people. We're a nation in exile. We're not just these different little groups, man. And once we stop thinking like that, and that's the purpose of these summits, we're going to make more progress through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh. Right? So read that.
Book of Psalms, chapter 119, verse 163. I hate and abhor lying, but thy law do I love.
So like 163, is that where you at? Oh wait, that's not what I needed. So like it. Oh wait, this is not the time for this. Oh, man, I got the wrong verse. Wow. Real quick. Hold on.
Beautiful verse.
Real quick, it say I'm a Salakia. I'm a phone in Hebrew, right? I need a damn lifeline right now. Most I'm trying. Whoa. I don't do this often. We don't know what that's fine. That's essentially what it says, all right? And that's what it is. If you about this law, which is our heritage, which is our what we inherited from God, all we really have in this damn place, right? Then you should be the comrade of that person. You should love that brother. You understand what I'm saying? Hey, look, we all don't even like each other. I'm gonna break that news now, right? But in loving each other, you say it's 163, that's what I'm looking at. 63, not 163. So like, there we go. That's right. Wow. Hey, look at the man. Them brothers sharp, man. Go ahead. I wonder who their leader is. Read that.
Now, verse 63. I am a companion of all them that fear thee, and of them that keep thy precepts.
Exactly. So we got to be companions of all those that fear the Most High and keep their precepts. Period. That's what it's about, man. This nationhood. Every other nation in exile does not operate like we operate, man. We just want to just be away from each other. And that's madness. We need to love each other. And loving each other ain't just a feeling. Loving each other is patronizing each other's businesses, man. That's a major way we can love each other. Circulating that dollar, right? We made sure we showed the brothers in the motor we love them because we didn't go to no damn devil and no heathen and nobody outside of truth to host this summit, man. We came to them to host this summit. We came to them for the catering, correct? You see what I'm saying? Real quick, I want to plug a couple businesses and now we at it. Hold on. Deacon got the Scars, he got the Children's Bible, you get it all right. Shout out to the brother, Soldier Daniela. Where Daniela? Daniela in the building, he outside. He outside? No, not that Daniela, Salakia. So, we got a young Daniela Benjamin, all right? But he got Hebrew Israelite Clothing Co. If you've seen him, he the one that did our shirts. He's also a member of our camp. So we got to patronize our businesses, man. Right? That's very important because that's love. Oh, let me of course, make sure I plug Endurance, man. All right? And Chief Hebrew. And let me say this. Soldier Daniela, Hebrew Israelite Clothing Co. Some of y'all been hitting them up asking them for Sakari shirts. Let me tell you something. If you're not a Sakari or Chief Ephraim or Priest Gahan, you ain't getting no Sakari shirt, all right? I'm gonna let you know that now. But he'll hook you up with a real nice shirt, though, I promise you.
Listen, that's racism.
I promise.
That's racism. Look at that.
Hey, just a little. There's a brother Daniela. There's a brother Daniela. Real quick, too. Now, for everybody here in Atlanta, y'all know it's going to be haywire next weekend. The Super Bowl is going to be here. All kind of people are coming to the town. I'll be in town. I know brothers from HOI will be in town as well. And we'll definitely be tearing it up all over Friday, Saturday, and Sunday through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh as well next weekend. All right, so come see us for that. Also, real quick, I want to take this time. Can I get brothers Pagayala, Tazapanya, and Yatab. Just raise, can y'all raise your hands? Or just come forward at least a little bit, man. Just real quick. Just a little bit, man, so I can see you. All right, the family can see you. There's the brothers right here. So this right here, that brother with both hands up, that's Sergeant Yatab. He's recently promoted. A lot of y'all may not know him. He's running the Sigala campus of Sakari, and he actually brought Deacon Khan to the truth, man. All right? He brought Deacon Khan to the truth. He was putting y'all about so I want to make sure we get that brother Zamana for that. He's doing a good job out there with our Seattle camp. We also got our brother Payayala from the tribe of Asher. All right? That brother right there, he just made officer. That brother's from the tribe of Asher. He's putting it down out there in Toronto, man. So we have to be crossing the international borders through the spirit of God. That's right. That's right. Last but not least, Officer Tazapanya just made officer. He out there in the mean streets of Chirac, putting it down through the spirit of God. So that's what it's about, man. Doing this work, man. And with that, matter of fact, give me what I need, Luke. I get Luke real quick, just briefly, and I pass the mic. What is that, Luke? Is it Luke 9? Now look at me, forgetting scripture again. What the hell is wrong with me? What is it, Luke 9, about the laborers? 9 and 36? No, it's like 36. 63? Go ahead, man. I done forgot every scripture up here today. This many niggas in here, most I ain't great.
You're sending it back to the 100% truth.
You're right, I'm tripping. That's what I need. I got it right here. 9 and 37, that's what I need. Select it. 9 and 36 to 37. All right? So go ahead.
Book of St. Luke, chapter 9, verse 36. And when the voice was passed, Yahushua was found alone.
Select you. Look, I need Matthew. Select it. Matthew 9 and 36 to 37.
Bring it on! Bring it on!
Hey, we usually edit this out, you know, when everybody hears. Go live, right? All right, go ahead.
Book of St. Matthew, chapter 9, verse 36. But when he saw the multitudes, he was moved with compassion on them, because they fainted and were scattered abroad as sheep having no shepherd. Then saith he unto his disciples, the harvest truly is plenteous, but the laborers are few.
Say the harvest is plenteous, but the laborers are few. It said Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, and we're scattered all over the world. That's the harvest that's plenteous. He said, but the laborers are few. So let's listen closely to a very specific instruction that Amashiach gave us here. We have to remember, pursuant to Deuteronomy 18 of Torah, everything Yahushua say is Torah. All right? That's a fact. So read.
Pray ye therefore the Lord of the harvest, that he will send forth laborers.
So Yahushua said, pray to the Lord of the harvest that he sends forth laborers. Read.
Send forth laborers into his harvest.
That's right. So now, with the instruction, with the command that Hamashiach Yahushua gave us in mind, with the fact that I am a Levitical priest, and as we spoke to earlier, we got the Levitical priest that needs to lead prayer in Hebrew, I'm going to beseech everybody in the room to rise and face the east so we can say a prayer that the Most High send laborers into this harvest. All right, repeat after me. Abanawa Yahweh. Anawan Patazayor. Bahashim Mashiach Yahushua. Babakusha, Babakusha, Babakusha. Nabai. Amoyim. Nabai. Rabbi Moyim. Patazayor. The Kap. Yom. Yashar. Yasharala. Babakusha. Babakusha, Babakusha, Abanawa Yahweh, Ba'ashim Mashiach Yahushua, the water Aman. And what we just said was, our Father Yahweh, Lord of the harvest, in the name of your anointed Yahushua, please, please, please send laborers. Send many laborers for the harvest. Hasten the day of salvation for Israel. Please, 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 our Father Yahweh, in the name of the anointed Yahweh Shah, thank you, Almighty. Y'all can take your seats again. With that, I know the deacon got something to preach, so if the deacon can speak, come, go ahead, deacon.
I'll make it quick. Y'all might know me for, not know me, but know us for the whole debate, right? But I am honored, Dagaswad, there you go, but I'm super honored. Dagaswad Bullet Boys, right? But I'm super honored to be here, man. And, with all the different camps, even though we got our differences and idiosyncrasies, me and Brother Zabat, we got some deep history, and I never thought that I'd be on the line with that brother, so I'm happy about that. So I'm honored to be here, you know, to hell with, you know, the differences that we have in the debates, even though we love doing debates, you know what I mean? So it's very tedious for us to fly at the Sakari when we have the ADL coming against us, and some of us, when we go through the airport, we get treated like ISIS. It takes us like 5 hours to get there, missing flights and everything. So when you guys don't see me at these events, okay, you know, I was paranoid about that for a while, but this was the first time I was able to travel to come to one of these, and they let me through, so I'm happy about that. They let me through, they give me a hat. So I say all that to say I want to start traveling more, and I'm happy to see all my brothers and sisters in here, and Lord willing, we can have a beautiful rest of the night. Shalom. Shalom.
Brothers know I'm in social media, and I see the brothers then from the Geechee farm. If y'all could come up, let Israel know your farm, what y'all do. Because this brother make a post that the Geechee farm is more organic than organic. So beyond organic, just tell the nation what y'all do. I spoke to the brother already.
Well, we just faced east and prayed to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob that he would send laborers to his heart. I think that was a very interesting transition before the. We are the Geechee farmers. We are a Hebrew family of farmers, Torah obedient believers in the New Testament HaMashiach. Oh, yeah. I want to give honor as well to the master Geechee farmer, the Honorable Asa Yisrael. I'm going to be brief because I'm going to have this man speak to you all. The men that came up today, I pretty much heard everybody call us to action. All right? One brother, I believe he was Priest Kohan, said, get your passports. The brothers from Demona said, come and help us. My cousin Free said, let's go do the pilgrimages in Zion. Let's worship the Father together. These are all commanded for us to do. But the Father also ordained a certain work. Anybody got the Apocrypha in here? I'm going to read one verse and be out the way. I need Ecclesiasticus, or known as Sirach. Chapter 7. Verse 15. Whoever the reader is, please, when you start.
Give us one that mic quick, we can read it.
Thank you, brother.
No, we have this.
Sirach, Ecclesiasticus 7:15. Hate not laborious work, neither husbandry, which the Most High hath ordained.
What did the Most High do with husbandry?
Which the Most High hath ordained.
This is no diss to nobody, okay? But I never recall hearing or reading that street preaching is ordained. Well, we just read that the Father ordained a certain work. Now, this particular work will help us so greatly in these particular times. because we can take a whole power shift right in our hands. We can have real food that's growing right up under our feet. But are we going to take this call to action? With that being said, I'm going to introduce you to the master Geechee farmer, Asa Akir bin Yisrael.
I ain't said that since the early 90s. A lot of people don't know that 1 West is in the center of 125th Street. It's an actual address, you know, and that's where me and my family started. You know, we're from the Bronx. But that's enough about that. Our call is not to be offensive to anyone, because as we were saying, street preaching, because we love street preaching. And we love to hear it, and we love it when people spread the word. But there's something missing amongst us as we call ourselves a nation, right? And it's industry. We have no Hebrew industry. We work on clothing that's produced from other people, ink that's produced from other people. Even the clothing that we wear is manufactured and produced by other people. We do not own industry. And that is really the power shift that's necessary for our people to become a nation, as we keep calling ourselves. You know, and I know figuring out who we are, we also need to figure out how to possess the power that the Father has given us. And it was very fitting that Brother Ariyahu, Dean, he went to the scriptures and talked about laborious work. You got to think to yourself, the reason why we're not taking this by the stronghold that it is, farming that is because it's a difficult thing. It's hard to use your hands. It's hard to dig in the ground. It's not pretty. It's ugly. I'm late today because I literally had to stab a hole in the side of a calf because it was filled with bile and release about 5 or 6 gallons of air out of inside. So it stinks. I mean, just real talk. But farming is something that our forefathers did. Cain? Huh? Farming is something that all of the kings, even the prophets, even the Mashiach himself spoke in farming parables. It is the stronghold of how we gain back industry. And we just want to say that we welcome all to the Geechee farmers in any way that we can to help you learn to farm, learn to build houses, learn plumbing, learn industry. You don't need to be educated. You don't need to be sharp as a whip. You don't need to come with scholarships or nothing like that. All you got to do is be willing to work. And we will teach you, as we have taught brothers and sisters for the past 7 years, as we've been farming for 10 years. We will teach you, and we will bring you forward. Right now, with 4 people, we produce 2,000 to 3,000 pounds of food a week. Think about it. 4 people. Look how many people are here. We could literally feed every person in this room all year. Think about that. Us 3 here and 1 brother back there. Think about that. It's just numbers and logistics. And this is something that we were taught to shame. We were taught to shame this kind of work. You know what I mean? That it's not cute. And we out here being flashy. And there's nothing wrong with that because, you know, we're just a flashy people. But we gotta gain control of our basic nature. We gotta make our forefathers proud. And it's something that the Father is calling us to do. Because these people will starve us. Don't get it twisted. Do not get it twisted at all. And it's nice to say that we can, that we should do it. That'd be nice. But we're giving them an opportunity to do it. Anyway, you can see us at locallands.net, atlantaharvest.com.
Shamai.
We have a farm that's 15 minutes away from here. We have a farm that's 2 hours away from here. And if you need our help, or if you just want to talk about it, come through. Shalom, shalom.
So we said winding up again. So we said, we need to cultivate our own food, man. Because you see the problem with us as a nation of people? We have 1 million posts on social media. Oh, the white man is the devil, he poisons the food. The Chinese make this and the Chinese make that. But they make it for their own people. You're the one going to eat it. Right? All these GMO foods, they never make it for you, because the scripture tells you he's a peculiar people. So all this nation can eat this GMO food and live. You eat it, it breaks your immune system right now. You understand me? So give the brothers a round of applause again, man.
Tonight. See, this is why it's important that we network and communicate. See, until tonight, I didn't know anything about the Geechee farmers. Okay? Especially for the fact that they call themselves Geechee farmers. So I said, we didn't get a name like that, but this is what they call themselves. But I didn't know nothing until I talked with one of the brothers, I'm not sure which one, brother the elder here. I'm Barack, yeah. I talked to you, okay? I didn't even know which one it was, but until I talked to them about a night ago, 2 nights ago, I talked to him, and the brother expressed how we would like to see the brother come to the summit and then give a testimony. Because Geechee farmers, so that means they know how to farm. They know how to cultivate land. I understand? They know how to plant seeds. They know how to grow crops. They know how to deal with the cattle. Okay? We need to understand that. We come from ghettos and slums. Do you know anything about farming? I don't. But this is what this networking does and the Masharah Summit does. It allows you to be in contact with brothers like this. And they just had a government shutdown where they shut down food stamps, right? They shut down all the food, the food stamps that our people get in the ghetto slums. So we're going to need brothers like this, right? That know how to cultivate food. And the Most High said, they shall hunger, but we shall eat. They shall thirst, but we shall drink. How's the Most High? How's I going to do that? You got brothers just like this. Come. So that's why it's very important, and us coming together is very important.
Hallelujah.
And just going off of that, the government shutdown has disabled many people. However, like we were saying, Atlanta Harvest is a 15 to 20 minute drive away. We have a supermarket in the front of the property. So there's a farm and there's a supermarket where you can come and you can buy fruits, vegetables, meats, teas, and many other things. It is the only Hebrew-owned supermarket and farm in the country. We also, hallelujah. The address, it's in Jonesboro. It's 2024 Walt Stevens Road. You can Google Maps it. It's in Jonesboro, so very close. And we also take EBT. We also do a wholesome wave, which allows us to double EBT. So everybody that has EBT, if there's anybody in here that has EBT, you come through, you bring $20, we'll give you $40 worth of food. All right? It's about supporting our people. Hallelujah. And Torah.
You just Google map Atlanta Harvest.
Hallelujah. So again, we love to work closer with these brothers, and even Captain Yakanan over there could send some of these brothers just like in the training to assist you brothers to learn something from you brothers free of cost. So let's keep in touch. So don't leave it, right? All right, come on. And before we further ado, we still continue. So we're going just like from the Maccabee Alliance, you have Daniel here. Where's Daniel at? From the Maccabee Alliance, you have Daniel, you have Ashar, and Yasharala, I think they head up it. And there's something very important too, because everybody knows these brothers. You understand me? For the word, the history that even Daniel put in the King James, when Ashar, when Ashar came out, they started talking about the whole Egypt thing. I'm in the church for 20 years, and I never even go into the, what do they call it? What do they call it? Yeah, what they have on the wall and all those madness. Perfect. I never discuss that because Kahano in Jamaica, we talk about Ethiopia, the Rasta. So when we come to America now and hear that Egypt thing and all that stuff, it was something strange and new to us. So everybody knows these brothers. But me and Yasharala have been chopping it up months now, and it's we'll say, brother, it's time for your council to sit with our council. And I'll speak for my council. As a council, we're ready. We're still waiting on Masharah. He's there, but you still can't see when he's still there, right? Yasharala, this is third couple summits for you. So it's not really no division or segregation. It's just from one government to the next government. We have not sit and spoke yet, right? So
Real brief, shalom everybody. First and foremost, man, I want all of the men to give a round of applause to these sisters that stand in order, and that we let y'all know that we love y'all, we appreciate y'all taking care of the family, the children, and being powerful women that y'all are, man. Everybody give these sisters a round of applause, please. Come Yasharala! Come Yasharala! Praises, man. So just keeping it real brief, I just want to bring out 4 scriptures real quick. Sergeant Zion, man, give me Ecclesiastes 6:34 real fast.
Book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 6, verse 34. Stand in the multitude of the elders, and cleave unto him that is wise.
So that's what we doing. We standing in the multitude of the elders, man. And I give double honors to all these men up here, all of the elders. If it wasn't for these men, a lot of us wouldn't understand what the truth is about, man. So again, I give all praises to all of the elders that's in the building that has been putting in this work across the 4 corners of the earth, man. Give these men a round of applause. And going into it real quickly, I just want to say this too. When we talk about Moses, man, we want to understand one of the main characteristics of Moses. And as teachers, when we go out there on them streets and whatever the case may be, wherever you at, the Most High send you in all your goings, you got to make sure that you keep this scripture right here in mind. Give me Numbers 12 and 3.
The book of Numbers, chapter 12, verse 3. Now the man, Moses, was very meek above all the men.
Very what?
Was very meek.
That word meek in the Hebrew means a nob is poor, lowly, okay, a humble servant. And that's what we are as men. Even though we out here on the streets and we leaders, but we also, first and foremost, we humble servants, man. And that's the characteristic that we have to have walking in this truth. It's being humble servants. Don't let your pride get above you. We all are nothing but filthy rags in the eyes of the Most High. Nobody is above nobody else. We got the Maccabees Alliance Council, man. I give all praise to the Most High for introducing me to brothers like General Hashar, Priest Yasharala, my man right here, man, and Elder Matthias, who has been nothing but mentors to me in my life, and I appreciate these men. 2 years ago, I spoke on the phone with General and Revolt. We all familiar with Judas Maccabee and the restoration of the temple. And that's what this is about, man, restoring Israel. So we can go back and overtake what belongs to us. Okay? And so that's the spirit that we have to be in. It's in meekness, man. You can't say everybody, nobody is above nobody else. Don't let this internet fame, none of that type of stuff go to your head. It's about being a servant to your brother and a servant to your sister. And that's what we stand for. My name is Yasharala, and he's fire in Israel. I started off 6 years ago with my brother Masharah. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all may have known us for the video, Banging on Esau, the music video. I mean, that man showed me love. I came to the Congregation Army of Israel, and me and him became very, very good brothers in the spirit of a Yahweh, man. So I love you, brother. I appreciate you. You know what I mean? What you've been to me, you know what I'm saying, this walk. So I say that to say this. These brothers right here, the Maccabees Alliance Council, we got 6, 7 camps. We just got together in 2016. We went to D.C., okay, we brought camps together. We went inside of a private room. We put doctors on the table, but before we put the doctors on the table, we put love and brotherhood. And you know what I mean? We discussed the doctors, but then after that, we broke bread in the spirit of brotherhood. And so we formed this unification, AOC, LOI, Apostles of New Jerusalem, United Kingdom of
Israel in Christ, UKOIC, Teacher Shaul, and we got the Nation of Kings and Priests, my man Bam in the back there in the building, and who else? The Sons of Yahweh. And so we got a Passover coming in Cleveland this year that we hosted, bringing about 7 to 8 camps together, not just camps, but people that's not even in camps, man. That's what this is about. It's about unification, no division. You know what I'm saying? My congregation back in Cleveland is I'm Israel, no division. So, like he said, Masharah, Yasharala, Mathatha, man, me and him been breaking bread real deep. I love this brother. I love all these men. This man has showed me nothing but love. He got a great understanding of the scriptures, and I respect everything that he stands for, and all of these men that's before us, man. So, let me get 2 more scriptures. Give me James 3 and 13.
It's the book of James, chapter 3 and verse 13. Who is a wise man and endued with knowledge among you? Let him shew out of a good conversation his works with meekness.
What?
With meekness of wisdom.
Meekness of wisdom. That's what a good conversation should be with. Meekness. And so I push that word so much, man, because to be meek, that means you got to put off all pride, all ego. And you got to stand before your brother as a servant. You know what I mean? And this man, Yasharala, man, I just, you know, when I first met the brother, I think it was in 2016 at the New York Summit. The brother almost, I ain't in front, man, you know what I'm saying? The brother almost made me break down and start crying. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Because he walked by me and stepped on my shoe by mistake, and the brother went down and started brushing my shoe off. You see what I'm saying? In front of everybody. And I say that just because of the spirit that's on this brother. Y'all may see him out there on the streets, and he's a warrior. However, when I speak to this man is giving me nothing but wisdom. And before that, man, his charity and his love that he showed me, man, that was something that I admired. Along with Priest Yasharala, this man has been nothing but a mentor to me. You know what I mean? Because I got thrown in the situation. As well as, we're going to sit down in private, and as well as Priest Sabah. This man has been nothing but a good brother to me, a great brother to me. We did a truth explosion in Cleveland, Ohio a couple months ago. It was incredible. I love this brother, man, with all my heart. You dig what I'm saying? And I don't got no malice with no brother. So that being said, I'm gonna step out the way. Priest Yasharala, you gotta come up on this, the mic, say a little something, brother. You already know what it is, man.
Say a little something. Say a little something. Now y'all know I don't like the microphone. I don't like to talk on the microphone at all, despite what y'all might think, man. You know, when I came, when Lions of Israel was formed in 2006, my comrade, you know what I'm saying, may he rest in peace, our brother Maloya was the head of Lions of Israel. He and I formed Lions of Israel. And Maloya was the face, and I was the cameraman. But the Most High took his spirit, and the Most High caused me to come forward, so here I am. You know what I'm saying? I want to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, the God of our father, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I want to give all praise and honor to our King, Yahweh Shai, who is our leader, our general. Also want to take a moment to give honor and reverence, because a lot of y'all brothers and sisters look to me as an elder because I've been in this for a long time. And I'm going to tell y'all brothers, man, Barak is my elder, brother. I don't take that brother hand. Everybody give Barak a hand, man. Barak is one of the elders, right? When I came into the truth, Barak was already a general. He's a high-ranking general, along with Elder Karash, along with Elder Nathaniel Allah, who's hiding in the back like he always does, man. Very quiet, very humble. Those are my elders, you know what I'm saying? So these brothers are doing a great work, and I want to give these brothers reverence for what they're doing, and they're raising up other great elders underneath them. Then I got my comrades, like we all came up together in the Trooper program, man. So I give honor these brothers. These brothers are here as well, man. You know, when a lot of times y'all might see my face more, y'all might see their face less, but I was on the trenches of the Trooper program with this brother and this brother, you know what I'm saying, as well as other brothers, Elder Matthias, as well as Hashar, the rest of these brothers, man. So we've been in Israel a long time, we've been laboring a long time, and I have waited all my life. I've been in the truth since I was 19 years old. I ain't gonna tell y'all how old I am now. But I've been in the truth since I was 19 years old, and I'm in my 40s right now, and I have waited for the day to see Israel come together like I'm seeing right now. that. And that's why, a lot of times I don't speak much. I don't see a lot of videos of me on YouTube because I don't get to do nothing no more. Y'all here now. Y'all doing the work now. Y'all pushing forward now. I give the Most High honor and praise for all of y'all. Every last one of y'all brothers and sisters, man. Give yourselves a hand. All praise to the Most High. Right? I want to say 2 more things, and I'm going to pass it right now. My brother Zabak, you know what I'm saying? I love you, brother. This brother right here is putting in great work. My brother Chief People. You know what I'm saying? Brother's doing great work. And last but not least, my Lions of Israel family, man. I love y'all brothers and sisters, man. I just want to tell y'all something, man. At the end of the day, we're camps, right? The Most High have us going out in our individual places, teaching His word. But above all else, we are a nation. And the nations are afraid right now. The Bible tells us in the book of Daniel chapter 2:44, it says, in the days of those kings, which is right now, because America's ruling right now, and Russia's ruling right now, and China's ruling right now, the Most High said, in the days of those kings, not after, shall the Most High raise up a kingdom that shall never be destroyed, and you are that kingdom. Come on, how many y'all want to get from the General Masharah, man? Come on, let's go, man.
All I want to say is give a shout out to my cousin over there, Zakar. There's Zakar, he's up there, you know. But it is what it is. Everything been said all night, man, you know. And I'm just the type of brother, I don't believe in tomorrow. It's all about today. So let's just get it done. That's it, man.
Shalom, Yasharala, shalom. Those that don't know me, my name is Masharah, I'm a lawyer from the Apostles of Jerusalem, based in Newark, New Jersey. And I just want to say the word to Masharah Yasharala for having this event, for giving us something. And little do you know, the Maccabees Alliance capsule is inspired by Masharah Yasharala. Oh, yeah. You got to understand, you got a lot of internet trolls. When I first came in, the Spirit came to him and wanted to form the Maccabees Alliance capsule, and it was put out there. The first thing brothers thought, oh, they going against the Masharah Yasharala. Right. They're going against the Masharah Yasharala. Because that's how the Israel is. Sometimes they think the worst. But what you have to understand is this, me being an elder statesman with these brothers, because like the brother said, my first camp teacher was Barack in Zaquan, because I worked in front of Conway's in Brooklyn. And I thought they was the greatest camp till I joined Mount Zion. With Karash. Exactly. And the Fayala. My brothers in arms that we stood side by side in the trooper program with Karada Za'ala, whom a brother in my camp came in off the Hebrew and finally met him. He came in off the Hebrew. He didn't come in off prophecy. A brother in my camp came in off the Hebrew and they had a straight Hebrew conversation. Because the brother in my camp, when he has his Dawara, his Tanakh, he don't have English. It's just straight Hebrew, but he was inspired by this brother. And Kahan, you know, we just got history, kid. You know, we got history. You understand what I'm saying? Parazah, little do you know, back when he was calling Jersey all the time, when he was sending Belize, I was talking to him on a regular basis, as well as Mathafi. But when McQuash was going down to Jamaica, and we were sending them care packages down, that was our church based in Newark. So you brothers always been an inspiration to me in the truth. You understand? And the longevity in the years that you have, although we're working for that same penny, you have to give these men double honors. So when the Maccabees Alliance Council was formed, it wasn't done to battle with them. Because if we were in the competition, we would do something the same day. Brothers, I've worked with Karash for years, Netanyahu for years, Kahan for years. Some brothers I've seen in the past is because, you know, I'm based out mostly in New Jersey now. But whenever I came through, or brothers came through, it was always nothing but love. You understand? Psalms 133. So I appreciate that always, that brothers always show love and vice versa. Because we come from a branch to where this couldn't be possible today. If you left one west, 2 hours later we would send curses upon you. You was the devil. You don't talk about the body. You was added to that long list of curses.
of brothers and sisters that might not even heard the truth, but they were cursed anyway. You understand what I'm saying? So this right here is a blessing. So what we did with the Maccabees Alliance Council, it was to combat all that, because the social network is a gift and a curse. It's a gift and a curse. You got a lot of disrespect going on within the nation of Israel. Everybody's against the prophet nowadays. They're disrespectful when it comes to the internet, and they're trolls. They're trolling the word, whether you're Old Testament based or New Testament based. The word is being disgraced by a lot of men and women. Okay, so when we formed the Maccabees Alliance Council, that was to combat that. Because me and Yasharala, we have differences for years. But House of Israel and Ambassadors of Christ, they was always welcome in Jersey. I made sure of that. Why? Because that's just how it was. Because Psalms 133 superseded everything in my spirit. You understand what I'm saying? So it was easy to join these men who I've seen. And whether we agree or not, the 100 things we agree on, that's what we're going to deal with. The 30 things we don't agree on, put that to the side. When Yahushua comes back, he's going to deal with that. He's going to deal with that. Because most of the stuff that we disagree on is not pertaining to salvation. It does not pertain to salvation. So if it doesn't pertain to salvation, why worry about it? Why worry about something that doesn't pertain to salvation? We know what it is. We don't got to rehash and go over it. But we want brothers to know. This is why Maccabees Alliance Council, we're here. I come every chance I get. You understand what I'm saying? I came down to Florida with the Light of Zion. I talked with the Light of Zion before outside of that. You was going on vacation that time, but that's just what it is. You see what I'm saying? So we have history. And to see these men still doing the truth after what we went through, I know these men truly are serving to Yahushua. These men are truly serving to Yahushua. And they will not lead you the wrong way. Paul said, be ye followers of me as I am of Yahushua. So you're going to follow a man, but if that man is not in the spirit, don't follow that man. But these men in the spirit. Because where we came from, our generation, man was being put over the Most High in Yahushua. Now Yahushua reigns supreme. It's all about Yahushua now. So I don't want to, sound like a broken record, but the water to you brothers, and sisters, and if you have anything to work in Jersey, just come to Broad Market.
As we said earlier, we rent this place from our family based out of Prince Nazi from the Mona. And they cater the food. Yesterday, me and Zakwan was talking. I said, this is actually the first Israelite summit we had, with the people who catering our food are infringing. Right? So I say that to say this. You brothers over there who want to move for them to put it out there. We order food for 80 to 100 people. I'll just be honest. As the brother said, it's Yahushua the head, we're not him. I can't turn 2 fish and 5 loaves. So in just to that, we asked them in the restaurant if you have any more food, so we order a little more, so maybe you can reach up to 150. But the thing is, with Israel, everybody going to sip on something. So the brothers who went out there to share the food, just put something in everybody's plate. And the food is vegan. That's right. Okay. You got right. You got Shemai. When we visit the Mona, they took us to the restaurant. Shemai. Order. Shemai. When they take us to the, when we went to the Mona, they have a vegan restaurant. In the Mona, they have a different part of the country. So when we went to thing here, they decide to say, okay, they'll cater, and it's like, yeah, you're gonna die, just eat it. Understand? I never see a wolf eat grass, but no. Right? Then we have my beach apartment brothers in the back, and it's very clear. If I have some piece of chicken, it might be a problem there too. Understand? So the scripture saying, like if something like you don't eat, I'm going to give for to offend you. Don't do it. So let us all eat vegan food. It should be good, it will be good, and we'll survive from that. So before we say that too, We've been to Israel, and since I've been here not long, a brother from the Mona came to me and said, talk to us. Will I be able to hear we got next at the summit? I say, yeah, when's the back for the say? That's right. Yeah, somebody said before, so you signed up for Zabak to come up here.
Testing. Salakia, y'all. My voice is a little hoarse. We've been teaching all weekend. God? But shalom. It's good to see all the brothers and sisters here. It's beautiful. And I just got one question for all of y'all before we dismiss to get the food. Who got next?
We got next.
Who got next?
We got next.
Who got next?
We got next.
For how long?
Forever.
For how long?
Forever.
For how long?
Forever.
What we gonna do?
Take the key.
What we gonna do?
Take the key.
What we gonna do?
Take the key.
When?
Now.
When?
Now.
When?
Now.
How? Wait a minute, for the last one, I need all the men to stand up. All the men to stand up. Once again, who got next?
We got next.
For how long?
Forever.
What we gonna do?
Take the kingdom.
When?
Now.
How?
By Shimon Mashiach Yahushua.
How?
By Shimon Mashiach Yahushua.
Tell me how?
By Shimon Mashiach Yahushua.
Come here, shalom.
Come here, shalom.
Hallelujah. So, I'm going to keep it real short. Like I said, I'm still a little under the weather. From Vegas. From teaching the word over the weekend. Real quick, I want to shower Pa Banyamyan. I need you up real quick. And Chief Ephraim, can somebody take the camera from him? I just got something quick. I don't want to get to it. Something quick we got to say, we got to bring out real quick through the spirit of Yahweh Mashiach Mashiach Yahushua. So, first and foremost, once again, I want to give more praises to Yahweh Mashiach Mashiach Yahushua. God? Right, and a question was asked earlier. Y'all supposed to be messianic, right? Yes, we are. You damn right we are. God. We don't sit in this room if it wasn't for the spirit of Bahashima Mashiach. Right, so first and foremost, I want to give thanks. All praise, honor, glory to the Most High Yahweh Shah first and foremost. But I want to thank my leaders and my elders. All right, Elder Barak, all praises. Going all the way back to 1 West, like Danyala, all the brothers brought out earlier. We go way back, Elder Karash, Yasharala, Elder Nathaniel. All my brothers up here, me, Kahan, Karadazar, we go back. We all go back to the old school. And I still look at these brothers as my elders to this day. God, I don't give a damn how much love and honor and respect I get out there on YouTube in the world. I look at these men as some of my senior men. And I will go to them at any time for advice, counsel. Even if I forget a breakdown in the scripture, these brothers got my back. So I give all praise, honor, and glory for elders. And some of you younger men, all right, y'all got to understand the importance of elders. Some of y'all learn there are 5 scriptures on YouTube, and now you're the leader in Israel. Listen, y'all brothers got to understand the leadership and elders and men that have experience before y'all. God? Now, all of a sudden, you this big leader because you done subscribe to YouTube and learn 10 scriptures. Now, these men was there when we didn't have a damn YouTube. These men were there when we didn't have a damn video to watch. God? These men were there. So I give enough respect and praise, honor, and glory to all my elders in this nation of Israel. And I would like to bring out that this summit is spiritual. The number 12 is spiritual, okay? And Sakari and them, they went to rebuke the strip club, but I was hoping Sakari was still here, but the way the brothers put the shirts together, that was spiritual. I represent the blessed plate, and they put the different 12 states together, represent all the 12 summits. The number 12 is spiritual. And this is one of the biggest summons according to what brothers are saying. You know what I'm saying? So all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahweh for that. So let's have love, honor, and respect amongst one another as a nation of people. So recently, we got to talk about the elephant in the room, so to speak. My brother Chief Ephraim and my brother Shower Paul Bunyan, they went down to D.C. and caused some goddamn ruckus. So, Most I know the elders want to wrap it up. I just want to give them a chance to give a quick 1 minute testimony because they were actually there. All right, so I don't want to speak for them. They were actually there. We all witnessed it, but they were actually there. So give a 1 or 2 minute testimony so we can give back to the elders and wrap it up. And by the way, Chief Ephraim started the whole thing.
Always do.
First and foremost, all honor, praise, and glory to the Most High Yahweh Hashem Mashiach Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
I want to give a shout out and double honors to my elders. My first elder is Varag. I don't know if he's in the building. He just walked in. That's my first elder in my first camp, Soldiers of Christ. My second elders is right up here. Barak, Karadazar Olive, and Bunyamin, and Ash is not here. But those are my first elders, my second elders. And Priest Kahan is my first camp leader on the 86th Street camp. That's my first camp leader. And of course, General Hashar. General Hashar, that's my third elder. And last but not least, the elder priest Abak. This is hopefully it'll be my last elder. You know? So with that being said, man, I'm just a servant. I'm not a prophet. You know what I'm saying? All glory goes to the Most High. People, brothers saying, sisters saying, oh, you famous now. No, Israel's famous now. Israel's famous now. The 12 tribes are famous now. The Messianic camps are famous now. You understand? This ain't no Negro only. You don't see Negro onlys. And the label that they got on us, they call us Black Hebrew Israelites. How can they call us Black Hebrew Israelites if I'm a so-called damn Puerto Rican? You understand? That don't make no sense. So with that being said, listen, we are not the terrorists. The Southern Poverty List is shenanigans. It's how Esau is hypocritical and how he's trying to trap us. You understand? We are not terrorists. We are not whatever they want to label us. We are the children of the Most High. And they got mad, and we're going to continue to get them mad by saying those white folks, those white children are school shooters. The Catholic Church is child molesting faggot priests. Y'all want to get obsessed about faggots. Faggots is just a bundle of sticks. Okay? Yes, they are child molesting faggot priests. And all glory goes to the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. Shout out to every camp, every laborer in this truth putting this work in, man. All throughout the four corners of the earth. And with that, I yield the floor.
Shower Paul Bunyan.
Shalom and Kwam Yasharala. Like all honor and glory to Yahweh in the name of His only begotten Son, Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. I'm just a humble servant. I'm humble to be before all y'all right now. I don't feel worthy to be around all this eldership. I mean, I wanted to stay in the back. The priest called me up here. I just wanted to stay in the back. I'm nothing but a humble servant. Every man up here had an influence over me because I was a YouTube baby. I woke up off of YouTube, and I learned off of YouTube off of watching every man right here. But my spirit drew me to Elder Zabak because, you know, he was very charismatic and he was very humble at the same time. He had a good balance. You know what I'm saying? So I decided to learn from this man in particular. But every elder up here had an influence on me. So let's give another hand to the eldership up here. With me and Amath and other brothers from HOI. Shout out to brother Yakutaj from HOI DC, who's currently public enemy #1, because he's in the capital with all the feds that get off of work from the White House and they walk past Yakutaj, and Yakutaj is calling him the devil. Let's not get it twisted. Yakutaj, all dusty ass crackers, right? Shout out to Yakutaj. Right? You know, I just want every young man in here, everybody that's new to the truth, everybody that's coming up in the spirit. You know, shout out to the brothers that's growing, because we need farmers. Shout out to the brothers that's taking care of their wives and their children. We all need all that. But us young men that's on the front line, you are the Most High's battle axe, as Matata was said. You are the Most High's battle axe. And when we went out to DC, we didn't go out there to cause no confrontation. That was not our intentions. We went to see every color out here because they are the tribe of Gad, the tribe of Reuben, the people that are indigenous to this land. It's Israel, right? Israel that was scattered abroad, right? So we went over there to wake them up. We went to handle our family business. Just like this right now is our family business. But what happened? We had a legion of demons in mega hats that came and tried to interrupt our flow, and Ephraim flamed them. Ephraim pulled out the blowtorch. I had the commentary giving him the fuel for the blowtorch, and he flamed them. And now everybody's upset, right? CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, all them TMZ, they all got a temper tantrum going on, man. Right? But guess what? The Most High word is going out, man. Right? And once again, I'd like to say thank you to the eldership, especially Priest Sabat, because this is your fruit. All you men that's up here right now, that was your fruit. You know what I'm saying? All that news, that's the momentum that you guys started. You know what I'm saying? So I just like to say once again, Tawada for having me, and then Kwame Yasharala, man.
Kwame Yasharala! Salaki, in that message, I just want to say that we can't be in fear of what's to come. Come, all you young brothers that are in the camps, don't be afraid to go out there and tell us beast face to face, man, what it is. Now we know we come from different trains of thought, different camps, some brothers spoke about street teaching not being ordained, but street teaching is very necessary because you're dealing with the people face to face. Come.
About that street teaching not being ordained, somebody give me Jeremiah 1 and 5. Somebody give me Jeremiah 1 and 5. I'm gonna let the elder elaborate on it though.
No, you put.
You see how he put me on the spot. Now I gotta elaborate on it. Come on. All right, someone give me Jeremiah 1 and 5.
Jeremiah chapter 1 and 5. Before I belly, I knew thee.
You see, the Most High knew all of us right now before we was in the belly. He knew all of us right now. He knew he was going to be here this very day and represent his name. Go ahead.
And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee.
He did what?
Sanctified thee.
He sanctified us. Go ahead.
And I ordained thee.
He did what?
Ordained thee.
He did what?
Ordained thee a prophet unto the nations.
He ordained us prophet unto the nations, man. Right? He ordained us to go out and teach and preach the gospel to the nations. So some people are ordained to be farmers. I'm not trying to take away from the brother, but don't think the swords ain't sharp over here, brother. Right? He ordained us to be prophets, all right? He ordained us to be prophets. You know? Because the elder said verse 6 too, right? Oh, Matthew 10:6. I didn't call that one. That's it.
Good. So, we're not taking shots at our brothers, but we have to clear that up. You know what I'm saying? And that's my protege right there. Right, so don't think the swords are not sharp. Good? But it's not to take away from brothers, because listen, what we got to understand is every part of the body is necessary. Every part. You understand? Every part. We need industry as well as we need to be out there telling Israel to wake up. Come? So let's understand that balance. Come? Proverbs 11:1. Let's understand that balance. That's all we're saying. But we love all our brothers in this room, but sometimes, damn it, we got to set the record straight. It's really to you young brothers coming up in these camps.
you're going to be necessary out there to keep this thing going.
That's right.
You got to go out there and let the people know that they Israel, they got to wake up and they got to come on home. And when we come on home, we build, we set up different industry, and we do what we got to do to function as a nation. Good? So that's what I want to stress that. And somebody give me Revelation chapter 2, verse 10. And we're going to run it down. Revelation 2 and 10. Because it's very necessary for this gospel to be preached in these last days, God, and without any fear. You know what I'm saying? You might see a brother out there and he's teaching, and you might think he's bringing a ruckus. But guess what? That ruckus is necessary. Don't you know in the book of Isaiah it said, shake the hand that they may go to the gates of the nobles? Don't you know that MAGA DC incident, that reached Donald Trump? Donald Trump had to tweet about it. He took up for them little damn Kentucky racist Edomites, but he had to tweet about it. So I said, you know what? Damn it, through the spirit of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, our work is being done. He said, go out there and shake that hand that they may go to the gates of the nobles. Raise so much hell with this truth that they go to their damn leaders and complain. God? All right, so read that. Revelation 2 and 10.
Revelation 2 and 10.
Come on.
Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer.
So my message is really to you younger brothers coming up in these camps, and your elders and leaders are putting you out there to teach the word. What did the Most High say?
Behold, the devil shall cast some of you.
And the devil is going to cast some of you into prison. Just like the time of John, during the time of the Revelation, he was banished to the island of Patmos. For what? For teaching the gospel. So I said, the devil going to cast some of you into prison, God,
that ye may be tried.
This is a trial error, so don't get weak and give up now. It's a trial error. Come on.
And ye shall have tribulation 10 days.
Come on.
Be thou faithful unto death.
The Lord said, be faithful unto death. God! If you got to give your life for Bahashim Mashiach Abishai, give your life. Come. Right? Don't fear nothing. This is just the beginning. We all going to be tried in this room. One way or another, you're going to be tried for keeping these commandments. That's right. My God.
And I will give thee.
And we give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai. God. And I gotta have you men stand one last time. Gotta have you men stand one last time. And one question before we get out of here. Who got next?
We got next.
Who got next?
We got next.
Who got next?
We got next.
For how long?
Forever.
For how long?
Forever.
For how long?
Forever.
What we gonna do?
Take the kingdom.
What we gonna do?
Take the kingdom.
What we gonna do?
Take the kingdom.
When?
Now.
When?
Now.
When?
Now.
How?
How?
Coming home! And with that, ain't your eye to the chariots fly, the nation of Israel forever and ever. Amen. Shalom!
All right, we say hallelujah. As the scripture says, it's just as a nation, we have to identify our office. And the scripture says some of us going to go there and compel men to come to this wedding. Huh?
Good.
So it's just we to know our office. But Shemai, we have to be quiet out here. Shemai. One last brother going to speak. He's going to speak about something that's happening in his camp. One of fellow Israelites is in jail. So it best the brother speak on the topic. But before the brother speak, as we said, we're going to chauffeur. Come forward. We're going to collect donation because we said we have to pay for this place. We have to pay for extra food. Ashar talked so long, we might have to pay for extra time. Collect some donations. So just give what you have. You understand? And we move on in righteousness, as we said. The summit, we always go over time in the summit. We went way over time now, and it's not for we went way over time this time, and it's not for our fault. But we see the spirit of love, and we see the spirit of coming together. So, brothers, what was the purpose of the summit? I said, brothers from IUIC, this video. Brothers,
Order.
Mr. Brothers from IUIC do videos on Brother Asap, and he said we invite him up at our summit and he's not coming because the Most High Spirit is not here. So you see that's why I call his name, because I don't take intimidation that easy. So I can call his name. They don't have no tape record about me. I ain't robbing nobody yet. And I hope to the Most High and that spirit. That's why you pray. That's why the brother teacher class today, you pray that temptation don't come up on you. So I pray that temptation don't come up on me when my hand is in the cookie jar. So, but we see the spirit of the Most High in our side here. And we see we're leaving here making a better alliance with our people. Brothers leaving here having a different outlook on certain things pertaining to Zion. You understand? The brothers leaving here having a better outlook than brothers you never see before. You only see them over Facebook. You see them that hard amongst our people. You understand? So we just have the Most High thanks and praise for that. So you're my going to come up, and then Barak going to close us up.